Hey everybody, what is up? How's it going? Thanks for joining us for Xbox Ultimate podcast. This episode is going to be crazy because we got not one, not two, but three holy crap guests, as well as a first time face reveal for a big time member of the community. So, oh, you know what? Hold on. We say that again, lady, because I had y'all on mute.
Oh, I said, look how cute he is.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure he got the props that he deserves. That little cutie,
That's
like
on
little
record
cutie
now.
over there.
So cute.
So, hey, thanks everybody for hanging out with us in the chat. We got lots to talk about today. It's gonna be a fun episode. So let's go around and do some intros first with our three special guests. We got Lady AF from Gaming Beyond the Box. Hello, lady. How are you doing?
I am well. Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here. I've kind of been stalking your guys' channel since you started up, being like, oh, I want to be on this. Mainly just because I wanted to be on a show with your wife. Because fuck the rest of you. I
Yeah.
just wanted to hang out with Caitlin live.
True.
So
Well,
it is
hey,
what it is.
maybe they'll be starting something of their own sometime.
Possibly, yeah. I think we can do that. I think
We'll
it'd be a good
see.
fucking
We'll
time.
see. Then also we have Mr. Face Reveal himself. You've heard him. You've seen his tweets. You've made fun of him quite a bit. But now he's here with his beautiful face. Say hello to the cutie pie, Mr. Psychonauts.
What's up, everybody? Glad to be here. Can't wait to get this night going.
Heck yeah, dude. And then last but not least of the guests, we have a guy making not his first appearance on the show, maybe his second. I can't remember. And we'll see if he's fully here. I don't know how many bushes he's downed already, but he's at least partly here. I think because he's in a black
He's
square
probably
right now.
being.
He could be. We'll give it a test and say hello. Are you there, Husk? That's a no. So we're gonna move on from Husk. He'll come back eventually. We'll do another intro. He's got to get rid of those bushes.
I'm sorry.
He's here.
Oh
He's here.
my god, there he is.
Did you get it all out?
He's jumping back in.
No, I got a super duper important phone call.
Oh, really? Yeah, he told
Are
me
you
before.
on call? Did you get called in?
Yeah, no, he told me before he might
No.
be getting called here and there.
If it snows again, I might have to go nuke Main Street with de-icer, but as of right now, we're good.
Busy man as well.
So,
Hey, hello, Husk. How are you doing?
hi, friends. Thanks for having me on the show. Moving on.
All right, now we got our panel members that is here every week. And first in my heart, here is always the beautiful Caitlin. How are you, baby?
I'm good. I'm excited about the panel tonight.
Yeah,
I wish
know you
Luca
are.
was here though.
Yeah, we'll get to her in a second too. We want to make sure we give her a shout out. Hong, how you doing, man?
It's Friday night, and you all are here on the best podcast, your favorite, my favorite, the Xbox Ultimate. I just messed with my mic the other night, and it said I'm on FM station style, so I thought I'd try it out and see how it sounds. So I appreciate you all being here. Let's get down to business. We got a lot of topics.
It sounds sultry, man.
Yeah, it's a radio voice.
Yeah, I think you needed to
Yeah.
be on like a sex tip hotline with that.
You and
Ooh, yeah.
fucking Noof Nukem
Sex talk
need a
with
fucking
Ruth.
radio
Ruth,
talk.
what was it?
With Ruth, Dr. Ruth.
Dr.
Ruth.
Ruth. Sex talk with Dr. Ruth.
And then we missed him last week. We missed him sorely, but he has made another appearance here, back with us live on the podcast. Hey, 3-Bit, what's up, dude? How you doing, man?
Guys, it's good to be back. As I was saying before the show, forgot how to podcast. It's only been a week, but it's good to be back with you guys. Good to see you guys. New guest, lady. Haven't seen you before on a show,
Oh.
or I haven't been on a show with you before. Husk, I think I've been on a show with Husk, but good to see you guys. It's gonna be a fun show.
Awesome.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, and we are absent one right now. Assassin Lupa, as Kate said, is not here today, but she is doing okay. Our thoughts are with her, going through some stuff right now, but she will be back. So shout out to Lupa. I hope everything is well with you. We are all thinking about you, and I know the whole community would be as well. Just wanted to point that
Love
out.
you, Lupa.
Mr. Lupa.
All right, guys. So, I want to go ahead and mention this. So, did we decide on the 21st earlier, as an like official thing, guys?
I'm
3-bit?
cool with it. I think 3-bit with this schedule.
What am I doing?
The other thing, the 21st. Are you? Is that work for you?
Oh, yes.
Okay. All right, guys. So we had we mentioned this before. We are starting another podcast, and it's going to be a podcast about just whatever. You know, we're going to have lots of talk about movies and TV shows and games as well. Maybe some comic stuff in there. Marvel, DC. It's going to be a blast, and that's going to be with Psychonauts, who made his face reveal, and now he's back hidden under the rock. And 3-bit is going to be there, and that starts on the 21st of February, and it's called Fun Pop, and we're excited to
So like pop
have that
culture
started.
shit.
It's gonna be awesome.
Pop culture shit, yeah, exactly.
Dude, please, real
Comic
quick,
book,
please
all
reach
that.
out to Jokey Pants to
And
guest on your
Leo.
show at
Leo.
some point, and Leo.
Oh, there's going to be so
both
many more opportunities with
hardcore
this show, of different
comic
things to
book
do
nerds.
and stuff.
Yeah, when you do your
No
Harry
limits.
Potter episode, hit me up.
Heck yeah, yeah.
There you
It's
go.
going to be fun, guys.
Depends
There's
on
a
what
nerd in
house
all
you're
of us.
from.
Harry, you're a wizard.
I'm a wizard.
But baby, do you want to tell everybody how we start this podcast every week?
With the fun speculation of the week.
That's right. So what is it today?
Today it is Battlefield 6. What can we expect?
That's right, guys. So, hey, we got some interesting Battlefield 6 tidbits this past week because EA had their earnings call. So this was a big week for EA. So we're starting with EA, and we're going to be going on with some EA for a little while because it wasn't just Battlefield 6, but we also got information on Mass Effect, college football, and some more stuff. So, but we're starting this with Battlefield 6 because to me, that's like, you know, that's the big new thing, right? That's the big new thing that we know is coming around the corner. Supposedly it's coming later this year. We're going to get a reveal in the spring, official, and the leaks, not leaks, but reports are that it's going to be twice the player limit, potentially. Next gen exclusive features. They're really going to push the limit with this thing. And I think it's going to be a next step for not just Battlefield, but for first-person shooter multiplayer games on next gen. So I wanted to go around and see, do we have any Battlefield fans here in this room?
I enjoyed Battlefield.
Yeah,
What it was. Yeah,
I've
definitely.
had fun with it.
I played it.
You already know.
It's all right.
I mean-
Eh.
Dice has been dicey lately, but
yeah.
we'll see.
I played it with you last weekend.
Yep. Yeah, we
And it
played
was-
Battlefield
It was
5 with
so,
Tushy.
the maps were so beautiful.
Fuck with 5. I didn't fuck with 5. I'll say that.
Yeah.
4 was the shit. Still is. Like some of those servers are still popping sometimes. So
Yeah, Battlefield 5 started out really rough for me
Yeah.
personally. And going back to it now with the updates, like there's so many games that have these badass updates lately. Battlefield 5 with these updates and after the new maps is just insane now. It's like a good experience. 3-bit, what do you think we could potentially have in store like for Battlefield 6? What could be different? How are they going to push the envelope here, man?
I feel like with the Battlefield games, they do always push some sort of graphical envelope for sure. Just like coming out, and they usually use the Frostbite engine to sort of I don't know. EA really pushes the Frostbite engine, and not a lot of people like it. But they use
Yeah.
the Battlefield games to sort of, I guess, push what is capable of the engine. If they're going to do anything new with the Battlefield franchise, I think they want to go back to something like Battlefield 4, sort of make it like a modern warfare type shooter. And if anything, that is the best move. I heard rumors that they are going to increase the player count even more, which would be just chaos. but I'm
Yeah,
looking forward to
because-
it. If
doubling
they-
it, right?
What were they at on
Is
5?
that what you were hearing?
They were
Or
already
saw,
at
or
64.
Yeah, they,
Already
I
at
was gonna
talking
say.
about 120.
Because they were at
Now it's
50.
gonna be like 100.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
how
that
big?
would just
How
be-
big are the
Right?
maps
That's
going to be?
crazy.
Right.
So if they're doing like a BR style, like one of their like kind of side or like modes is a BR style, I can see that. But if every mode is like 100 fucking people, I think that would just be fucking too much.
Yeah.
Map
Like,
has
or
to
at
be
least their
huge,
main
right?
mode. Yeah, the map. Well, their maps are generally huge. Like I
They
mean,
are,
they have beautiful maps, and that's something they do
Sometimes
well.
it
And
takes
I mean,
20 minutes to run into someone.
Mhm.
I'm just saying.
but the way that they do things where you can like break down walls and fucking just destroy anything you want, having a map that size and that many people, that's like graphically kind of fucking crazy. So
Yeah.
we'll see.
What about
That's
you?
about it.
What about you, Husk? Like, what are you looking for? I know you dabble in Battlefield, right?
Yeah, there's a couple I've sunk time into. It's not one of the ones that I buy every single time a new one comes out, but what I want to see from them is something modernized. Like they've never done that. They've never modernized a Battlefield. Like
Yeah.
really ever. They had that one-off one that I actually kind of liked.
Bad
The
Company?
fast-paced
Company?
one.
Yeah. Bad Company 1 and 2.
No, the
I
smaller
love Bad Company.
Battlefield game.
1942.
No, 1943
Oh,
on the
Oh.
Xbox Live Arcade game, 1943.
No, it was
Hardline.
it was smaller.
Like, none of
Hardline,
those.
that's
Oh,
it.
Hardline
yeah.
with the cops
Hardline.
and robbers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
Hardline was
actually
a
enjoyed
blast
that.
online. Actually, there's
I
a lot of
forgot
fun
about
modes.
that
People
shit.
on it, but I had fun with it. But no, I want to see them modernize it. I want to see this. What they say with their building destruction and shit. It's not scripted. It's not
Yeah.
pre whatever. It's random. It happens when it happens, as it
Mhm.
happens, how it happens. And like Lady was saying, by the time this game comes out, though, the destruction, even with that many people, like the ability now to like software is just it's making leaps and bounds and making it easier on hardware to only render what's in front of you, and everything else is pretty much non-existent, and you can just call on it when it needs it. So having that's the biggest thing for Battlefield that they've ever had going is the vehicle combat and the destructive environments, and that's what honestly initially
Yeah.
drew me to it in the first place. But
Weird thing, it
I
was
just want to see it modernized. That's my big thing.
when they had like really pushed that destruction back with Bad Company, right? That's what the game was all about. They kept
Yeah.
talking about it, and they like showed buildings being breaking down and stuff, like tanks just obliterating everything in their path. And then Bad Company 2 took it even a step further, right? And then they like took a step back, like this gen, right? In a way, which didn't make a lot of sense, like with Battlefield 4 and then Battlefield 1, Battlefield 5, how why would there be a step back when you should be seeing steps forward and forward? So that would make sense if they take that next leap with that. I would love to see that. It looks like we lost. Oh, Psycho, there you got him back in here. So babe, what's your favorite thing
Yes.
about Battlefield?
The maps.
Yeah.
The maps
I
are
mean,
legit.
I don't know which one were we playing.
Battlefield 5.
5.
But
It was.
but
I
you
don't
were
know,
commenting.
Did they like optimize that?
Yeah, well, it's sort of optimized. Do you want to explain that, Pong? Because you're better at it than I am, I think.
So it wasn't a full optimization. Basically, what they did was just went in, up the frame rate, up the res for the series consoles, and that was pretty much it. That's why they didn't get the
The badge.
the certification. Yeah, the badge for that. So it was just basically it was already in there. It's basically when these developers now, all the settings that they use for like PC for the high end PCs, they can go turn on some of that stuff pretty easily now for some of the for the new consoles. So that's all they're doing. And Mav and I were talking earlier today, and I'd love to see what it takes to actually get the certification. But sometimes it's easy for them just to go in and turn these settings up. So it was good to see. That's all they did.
Yeah. It's almost like the certification is almost like, hey, this is like a different SKU for the game, right?
Right.
If it has a Series XS certification, that would mean like the game is purchasable as a Series XS game, which these games aren't. They're Xbox One games, right? But
Fully optimized the whole 9 yards.
but they are optimized like crazy. I mean, they load super fast. They frame rates going through the roof. You know, it runs super buttery smooth. The game looks and plays completely different than it did when it launched. And the thing I think you liked the most, Babe, was the DLC maps that are now part of the game for everybody, right? So those DLC maps make a big difference, I think. And all right, so who did we just now we lost 3-bit. It's hard keeping up with the squares when there's 7 people here. I'm like, hey, who did we just lose? You know, I saw the screen change, but I don't know who
What's
disappeared.
going on?
Psycho, do you play Battlefield?
I haven't really played Battlefield since I think Battlefield 2, Bad Company. No,
Yeah.
I really didn't touch Battlefield 5, other than the last couple weekends with you guys.
Battlefield 1 was the most recent, right?
Yeah.
That's what they
Yeah,
called
okay,
it?
that one I played.
I had
The
fun with
one
that.
that was WW1. Yeah, but I think they're, you know, even if they go to 128 players, that's gonna be like total chaos. But I mean, they can go. I mean, if you look at Call of Duty Warzone, they got what, up to 200 players, I believe. So they can have over 200 players if they do it right. So I mean, it could be total chaos online, playing the new Battlefront.
Yeah.
Oh, Battlefield. Sorry. So, and you know, and it's coming out for just next gen, and then that DICE is doing that, and then another company is doing last gen
Mhm.
versions. So they're gonna have pretty much two versions of the game now.
That
so who
in
knows
itself
what
is an
that's going to be?
amazing thing.
You know,
They have,
It-
yeah.
it might not have as many players as the next gen consoles like PS5 and PC and
Oh yeah, you're right.
Series X, but you know, we'll see how they integrate all that together.
Yeah.
I like that they give a shit enough to have a second team to work on, you know, the old
Yeah.
gen version.
Oh, yeah,
You know
most
what I mean?
definitely.
It takes pressure off the team that's trying to optimize this thing and make it look as good as it possibly can for the new hardware. It's awesome. I wish more studios would do that.
Yeah,
So-
I mean, so this one team can focus on, you know, next gen consoles, and another team focuses on, you know, last gen consoles. So this way, there's not that much crunch time. They got to figure out, kind of like Cyberpunk, how they had to get all
Yeah.
7 files, and so they were like, yeah, let's do 2 studios. Let's do this
And
right.
you don't have to leave a generation behind because of it,
Exactly.
or worry
We're actually
about it
seeing
because
a lot of
time.
a lot of developers or a lot of games from this generation really benefited from the One X having those upgrades that
Mhm.
you've seen for the Series X, just because of the One X having the edge against the PS4 Pro. So backwards compatibility is a really interesting thing.
It is.
I hope they put so much resources into it, because most of the games I play are like older games, you know. So
They're not even older anymore. Like when you play these games now, like me and Pong were talking about it the other day when we were playing the Breakpoint, Ghost Recon Breakpoint, that got a similar patch just a little while ago. We were playing the Division 2 the other day. If you play Jedi Fallen Order, if you play Battlefront 2, if you play Battlefield 5, all of these games that are getting these like patches that were Xbox One games, right? They play like new games. If Battlefield 6 had launched today, right? And you got the experience that we get on Series X with Battlefield 5 right now, with the way the game looks and with the way the maps look and everything, people would be like, wow, this is pretty freaking incredible, right? Because the way they're performing on the Series X and and PS5, right? But that's what has me excited for what the actual next gen Battlefield is going to be like. You know what I mean? What I do hope is that they don't try and put so much like ray tracing effects or stuff like that to have the game potentially locked at like 30 frames per second, right? Like these games next gen need to be, for not every game, right? But these multiplayer shooters, right? These multiplayer shooters need to be at 60 frames per second, because the experience you can have with them playing like that on console is night and day over the experience that we had for years and years and years playing these games. And that's one of the reasons maybe why Call of Duty was always so successful, is because they were pushing the 60 frames, right? And that's why it always felt better than a lot of other shooters that we were playing. Lady, what do you think would be the best thing they could do for Battlefield 6?
I mean, honestly, what you just said, just push those fucking frame rates, make it feel smoother. I think that's where DICE kind of has Dicey. They have that server issue kind of where shit can just get fucked pretty easily, and that's been a fucking downfall for them for a long time.
It still is a problem.
So it's still a problem. I mean, we see it in Battlefront. Like, I mean, it's a fucking thing that's going on. So if they can get down their server issues, I think that would be a fucking big step in the right way as well. So.
Speaking of that, I was planning on us doing Battlefield 5 after the podcast today instead of Master Chief Collection. But
I don't have that podcast or that downloaded.
The reason now, if you have a 4-person squad and as you're just playing with 4 people, great. You go in there and you get great experience. But for some reason, their servers messes with the party chat. Yes. And we were trying to play it on Tushy's game night, and we all had a great time, but half of us couldn't hear each other because we were all in squads, and for some reason their in-game stuff was affecting our party chat. Another game that has this weird issue is Fortnite. When you're in there because of the Epic account or whatever, somehow you're like, you can hear the game chat even in the party. You know, I don't know how to turn that kind of stuff off, but this is a cross-play thing that's kind of starting to mess with the party chat systems and stuff. So that's why one of the reasons why we're not doing Battlefield, because it was just kind of getting screwy for everybody. And I think for me, the reason we have the most fun doing like the ultimate after hours and playing together is because we're actually just bullshitting with each other, having fun. It doesn't actually matter what we're playing, right? Yeah. That's what that is, lady. That's what that is. Speaking of that, hey guys, check out Ultimate After Hours tonight after the podcast. It's going to be Master Chief Collection. We're going to go live with that and have some fun.
It's going to be a fucking wonderful time.
Yeah.
Sweet fucking blast.
Hey, all right.
Just don't bring your children.
I think we can move past Battlefield. I mean, I think we want it to be amazing, and I think we're all excited about this. This is going to be maybe a game changer for EA. So, all right, babe.
You're not going to ask me
if they do it right. Yeah.
Did I not ask you?
I thought I asked you.
No.
So.
Hey, Pong.
Probably the biggest Battlefield fan here, and you're not even going to ask.
Okay, no. Let's give.
Gonna pass.
You know, I have a Battlefield poster somewhere in my house.
Okay, well maybe that doesn't really count.
Let's give Pong his time to shine, guys.
Look, bring on the chaos. 128 people live, tanks, helicopters, boats, you name it. Bring it. Buildings crashing down. I want all of it. I don't care what it takes. I am so excited they are going to come back to what we hope, but what it sounds like is current times, bringing back the modern military feel. Let's get back to basics. I think they've heard the feedback loud and clear. They've had some fun. I did not mind them doing, Hardline. I did not mind them doing World War I. Did not mind them coming back to World War II, except for they screwed up World War II so bad. It's time. It's time to bring back that modern feel. Bring me back Battlefield 4 after the fixes. Bring me back Battlefield 3 and Bad Companies. Bring it all back. listen to the people, bring in 128 people on some maps. We can have the smaller maps. You can still have your squad based stuff. That's fine. I don't have an issue with that, but I want 128 people destroying a city from top level to ground, and I want it bad. And Frostbite Engine 4, it's coming. We can complain about Frostbite when they make other games. We can complain about Frostbite about how EA shoved it down all their developers' throats until they puke, and it hasn't worked out well. But there's one thing we can say. It works amazingly well for Battlefield, and it looks absolutely stunning, as we've already seen going back to Battlefield 5 after these upgrades. And now we're getting the next iteration of this engine. I cannot wait to see what this brings. I do fear about the player base, and if they're going to get enough people, hopefully it's cross-play across all everything, because they're going to be coming in holiday 2021. You're going to have, you're going to have Halo Infinite. You're going to have Call of Duty. So they are going to have a whole lot of competition, and they lost a lot of people after Battlefield 5. So they got to make it up, and they got to make it big. But I am excited, dude. We are going to be hopping in some helicopters and flying into the middle of that battlefield, dropping in, and I can't wait to see it and experience it.
I suck at helicopters. No.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
Well,
not
they
going to be
did-
with you.
They did say that it's going to be based on Battlefield 3
Yeah.
when they
Yeah,
announced.
I heard that, and that got me excited, bro.
They've
Yeah,
already,
that
they've
means
already
they've
set the
heard
date for
loud and
later
clear.
this year?
Yeah.
Later this
Oh,
year.
yeah, that's not happening.
We'll see. Maybe not. Hey, I have another request. If anybody from EA Dice or whoever would happen to stumble upon this podcast somehow, hey, unless it's like Bad Company or Hardline, I don't give a shit about the campaign. So don't waste your time. Okay, just spend your time on
Good
the
call, man.
multiplayer.
They makes
Making an amazing multiplayer game. Now, if you're making an experience like what you do with Bad Company or Hardline, go for it. I loved that. That was incredible. But these like other things, focus on the freaking thing that the people actually play. And maybe you had a little too much attention. The other thing is, hey, Firestorm for me didn't really work. Just put more focus into the actual Battlefield game as well. I always had thought that Battlefield would be the perfect marriage for a battle royale game, and I think I was wrong, because Firestorm for some reason just didn't do it for me. I think Warzone annihilated it as far as how they did battle royale versus Battlefield.
There's just too many of them.
We'll see what happens. That's personal preference. I'm throwing it out there just because that's my personal opinion. I'm not speaking for everybody here. Maybe I am. Maybe we all have the same opinion. I don't know. If you guys are smart, you probably do, but I don't know. We'll see.
I don't play campaigns on fucking those kinds of games for the most part.
Yeah, I hear you. They just were never very good. The Bad Company campaigns were great, and fix your skill progression and the weapon progression. Because it used to be good, and now
Go back to the old menus. Don't use Battlefield 5 menus anymore, please. Terrible.
Yeah.
Now
Go
I
back
want
to
to play
the old
Battlefield
stuff.
5 just to see how fucking shitty it is.
Battlefield 3 campaign was actually pretty
beautiful. You play the Pacific
games
Islands.
can be beautiful and still
amazing.
fucking be shitty.
Yeah.
So.
Well, yeah, no, don't get me wrong. They made a lot of mistakes, but the Pacific, the new maps that they put out, the last ones they did, are actually really well done. And had they launched it with those, it actually would have done. It probably would have had a lot better response than it did up front. So,
Well, yeah, EA probably.
you're right. Overall, the game, there is a lot of stuff in the game that isn't up to par. Put it that way.
All right. So, hey, babe, we have more topics here. This is an EA primary show this week. They at some point they deserve their spot in the sun, I guess. What's next on the agenda?
EA. You just
EA?
said it.
Yeah. What does it say on the topic?
Big week for EA. Mass Effect Legendary Edition, college football, and more.
Yeah.
Mass Effect, though, my lord.
Yeah.
It will be the first time I play it.
Great for
That's
Mass
when I will
Effect.
buy that game.
Oh, you're lucky, Husk.
It's gonna be a good time. I feel like waiting maybe was a good thing. It's like a fine wine.
And
And
those
apparently
fighting
they're-
side by sides.
But
They're
you're not going
even
to get all
fixing
the
mechanics
butt
for the
shots.
first one, so it's okay.
This week
Yeah,
was
I'm not-
like a big
Psycho
week.
comes in with the
Jordan
butt
about
shot
it.
controversy.
This week was a big week for EA because I think it was Tuesday and they had their earnings call.
What day?
Yeah, it was when we were doing Four Guys with Quarters live, and they were actually doing their earnings call at the same time. And that day we got news about the Mass Effect Legendary Collection was coming in I think it's May, May 15th or something like that.
Yeah, and this has been rumors forever. So
and we got information about it, 4K remasters with, I think Psychonauts has a lot of info on this because he was kind of telling me a lot before. And then also college football is coming back, which was kind of, that one was out of the blue. I don't know if there's been rumors on that, and we got a Cornhusker fan sitting right next to me over here is that a Nebraska sweater or hoodie you got on?
It is.
Yeah, see, he's
some
ready.
ASU stuff around here.
So
ASU. What's that?
Go Big Red,
Like
my
noise.
lord.
that sounded like a drippy dog.
Where the fuck is ASU? What's that even stand for?
Arizona State University.
Oh, Arizona State. Okay, that's okay.
The Sun Devils. Come on, Sparky.
What does ACS stand for?
Adaptive Creations.
Cool. I thought it was gonna be something like bad.
Supposed to be stupid.
I asked him that like the first time. I think I was fucking I remember. I asked him the same
Ass
thing. What the fuck
and
is that?
cocksuckers? No.
I asked her. I asked her cocksucker.
Oh geez, when I asked Husk and Lady to be on the show, I did know things were gonna be going down this direction at some point. Hey,
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did.
Husk managed to swallow. He was about to spit, but he managed to maintain
Well,
that
that's what
beer.
happened.
Hey,
A lot of practice.
so Mass Effect Legendary Edition coming right around the corner, guys. This was rumored to have actually been possibly released last year, and I think maybe it was a casualty of with delays and stuff behind the scenes. They finally got the reveal, and if you were a Mass Effect fan, then you are happy because the last Mass Effect thing we got was kind of a letdown for a lot of people. And now we get to relive the glory days and in infinite 4K remastered glory of the trilogy that set the gaming world on fire and created a huge fan base. This is going to reinvigorate Mass Effect. It's going to reinvigorate the fan base and be something EA is going to drive onto hype for possibly whatever they have in store for the next Mass Effect, which we got a tease of at the Game Awards at the end. So we'll go around again, guys. What do y'all think about Mass Effect? And are you fans? And is this excite you? What are you excited about for this collection? And you want to start, Pong, since I had you go last time?
Pong knows
I don't
all of
care.
the things. I feel like he should go last. No, I'm just kidding.
That's fine. We can go in whatever order. We've got
Get her
guests. So
done.
whoever
Yeah.
wants to go.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Okay, we'll start with Lady.
All
Are
right,
you a
so
Mass
we
Effect
start
fan?
with Mass Effect?
No. We'll start with
Yeah,
Pong. You
absolutely.
skipped over your turn. So
Okay, fine.
Now you're
I
fucking
skip.
screwed. Just
You're fired.
hold your horses. No.
All right.
I dabbled in Mass Effect myself personally, but that was one of those games that I sat with my husband and watched him play.
Yeah.
So it would kind of be like that back and forth. You know what I'm talking about? You've played the game. I played the game. I know the
You know
story.
the
I know what
story.
happened through the whole thing. But I sat there and it was, at the time, that's what those were just things we did. I did Dragon Age, he did Mass Effect. So I love the story. I love it. I'm so excited that now I get to experience on my own without that. So I mean that's exciting. I love the things that they have brought to it, like the changes they're making, graphically, all of those little things they're doing. They're taking out things that a lot of people are pissed off about.
Mhm.
And I think it's funny. I don't know if you guys have heard that there are gamers out there who are just super mad that they're taking out the up close, sexualized pictures of some of the characters that have been overly
Miranda.
sexualized. Yeah, Miranda. So I mean that's a big step, I think, in just general gaming for women, to where the over sexualization of it, even in a game like Mass Effect, is kind of they've caught on to that, because that character literally just became a sex symbol in the video game world. So I think that's big. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm not sure how I feel about that collector's edition and having no game. That's one of my biggest fucking pet peeves in like the gaming world, like this modern practice that companies are doing now to where like pay $150 for our fancy stuff, but you're not getting the game for it. Like, I just think that's a practice that needs to fucking be buried in the backyard. Well, I don't know why we're doing it. So, and I don't know why we're supporting it. I'm like, can we just all stop buying this shit so that they stop doing it? But yeah, overall, I'm fucking excited. I'm stoked. Those side by sides, the game looks fucking beautiful. When you see like the old shots to the new shots, it's just unimaginable. That's how you do this kind of things. When you look at games like KOA, Kingdoms of Amalur, and stuff like that, where it's, you know, you play the game, and you're like, oh, I could have played this, you know, backwards compatible, and it would have looked. It wasn't even that huge of a difference. Like, this is how you do a fucking remaster in my mind. So, or remake, whatever you want to call it. It's a remaster, right?
Yeah, it's remastered.
Technically remaster, not remake, which is crazy looking at it. Like, you want to say that's a remake, but
to me, like, they are actually supposedly messing with some of the mechanics in the game and getting rid of some things.
They're changing. They're changing the game.
Yeah,
they confirmed that the first game, the mechanics are being been overhauled.
Yes.
Yep.
Wow.
Pong,
they changed a lot of controls.
I gotta let Pong. I know he wants to say something about Mass Effect right now because I silenced him.
He's so mad at me for telling him. You're just like, no, not talking to her.
No, he's not.
Absolutely not. This is Mass Effect is one of the greatest, if not the greatest, trilogy of video games ever. So it's debatable, but
Halo.
I'm hard pressed to find another set. What?
Dragon Age.
Halo, yeah. Halo and Dragon Age are two very good competitors.
Witcher.
But anyways, Mass
Diablo.
Effect on its own
just keep going.
changed a lot.
Elder Scrolls.
The sci-fi genre for video games in general. It really brought the movie experience to the home console. Like, everybody who's ever watched Star Trek, Star Wars, you name it, always wanted to have that experience in their hands, and Mass Effect was hands down one of the first that actually delivered that in spades. I mean, that was it's a trilogy that will stick with you. However you want to, you know, rank them in order, it doesn't really matter. Every one of them, other than Andromeda, has redeeming qualities that are so far and up and beyond what we had seen up until that point, that it's timeless. And for them to go back and do this, I mean, applause to EA. They are sitting on a lot of IPs. If they did this to Dragon Age, it would get the same type of reception if they went back and redid those. But Mass Effect deserves it. And I actually wouldn't have minded had they actually taken the extra time and money, which of course EA doesn't want to do. They've already come out and said that it would have taken too much time and too much money to do, and bring it up to Unreal Engine 4. That would have been fantastic. But I'm going to give them props for doing this. It's something that people have asked for a very long time, especially those of us that got to play it back in the day. This is just going to bring a whole new generation of people to Mass Effect. There is actually a whole lot of people that have never touched Mass Effect, which is crazy. But they're out there, and there's a whole new generation of younger players who are finally going to be able to see this. And for them to actually go back and redo what needed to be done in one to make it better is awesome. They didn't have to do that. They could have brought it out with the same controls. A lot of people probably would have tried it and then never picked up 2 or 3 because of it. It happened to a lot of people originally, and I hope those people go back now if they haven't touched 2 and 3 yet, just because of their experience they had with 1. It was not a problem for me. It was not frustrating for me. No. Again, we can go back and look at nostalgic, look at things from a nostalgic point of view and say, man, those things were great back then. And for the time, the controls, they were bad, but compared to other games at the time, they weren't awful. I mean, there was a lot of badly controlled games.
Yeah, I was just going to say most fucking games back then were just bad. Like,
we
trying
just
to play Witcher 1. Woo!
Yeah, exactly. We were
no.
just totally completely used to it, so it was no big
Yeah.
deal. It was like whatever. But yeah, obviously looking at it now, of course, it's terrible. But again, props to them for doing this. I can't wait to see it. I'm day one for sure. They got all the DLC except for I can't remember. There's
It's like
one
40
or two.
DLC, right?
Yeah, something like that. Incredible to have that all in
Pinnacle.
one package and to be able to
Mhm.
play through it like this. I do, however, think that they missed a huge opportunity to go back and redo the multiplayer
Yeah.
and relaunch it. It's still being played to this day by some hardcore people. I would have loved to see them go back and modernize the multiplayer, because as people play this trilogy over again, there would be definitely a big group of people who would love to go play that multiplayer from scratch and start over, especially if it was up to date. I think they should have done it. Again, it's EA.
Do you think that's something they might do though? Like, I mean, maybe this is something that's not on the table right now, but EA has their fucking hands in a lot of fucking shit right now.
Oh, yeah.
and they
They
don't
could
and they
demo.
don't have the devs to do it. But I think
No.
now that they have announced the new Mass Effect and they are going back to this trilogy and they're going to continue this trilogy and just get rid of Andromeda completely, I think you might see the multiplayer aspect come back modernized for that one. So I think they're probably going to put their eggs into that basket. I would love to see it if they get enough people to buy this remaster, that they do say,
They do
okay,
that
hey,
one,
look,
yeah.
maybe once they get done with the next one, they go back and redo the multiplayer again and just make it one huge multiplayer.
Screw Anthem. Let's
Spanning
do
all of
this
them.
Mass Effect multiplayer.
You can never get enough
Such a
Mass
tragedy.
Effect. Let's put it that way. But again,
Yeah.
props to them. They did something finally that everybody's been clamoring for. From all, from what everybody's seen or what's been shown so far, it looks like it was handled with care. It looks like they've really tried to do the right thing with it. And hopefully, again, it is EA. It is BioWare. This thing could come out buggy. As we know, they are still using Unreal Engine 3, but let's cross our fingers and hope that it comes out polished, because it's going to be an experience for not only the veterans, but it's going to be an experience for all the new people too. And I can't wait.
It
Yeah,
seems like
dude.
such a turnaround for May. Like, I just,
Yeah, we're
I
gonna have
just-
lots of stuff to play. Psychonauts.
So
I just-
much.
what
so
are you
much.
looking forward to the most, Psychonauts, on this thing, dude?
Oh, I mean, I love Mass Effect. I mean, when I beat the first one, I downloaded M4, which was the ending theme to the first Mass Effect, and I downloaded it to my playlist. That's how much I loved it.
Yeah.
They're
Yes.
gonna
Everybody
be
go download the soundtracks. Go listen to it on
Yes.
Spotify. One of the
EA
has
best
some killer
sci-fi
fucking
soundtracks you will
soundtracks,
hear.
oh yeah, most definitely
Amazing. Sorry, Psycho.
Oh,
You
that's
just
all good.
reminded me of the soundtrack.
But from what I've read and what I've heard is that they're going to use Mass Effect 2's UI for Mass Effect 1 and 3. So it's going to be
That is correct.
unified throughout all three of them. And like you said, they're going to be using Unreal Engine 3, which is, trying to go to 4. Yeah, it would have taken we wouldn't have seen this until like 2022 probably. But we're going to definitely be getting 4K 60 with enhanced visuals and graphics, all in HDR. They're updating the models, shaders, and FX lighting and depth of field. So I mean, the game, the amount of effort that they put into this game, they want to give back to the community and be like, listen, I know you guys love it. Here it is, how it should be with the controls, with the Mako and the first Mass Effect, and just retooling everything and getting it to people that haven't touched it, experience for the first time, be like, oh my god, why have I not played this game before? And it's so many people are gonna, just lose their minds.
Yeah.
They're gonna love it.
I'm gonna
It's-
lose my
it's
mind
amazing.
because it'll be the first time I play.
I know, because you haven't
Ooh,
played it exactly.
Jealous.
So
You
you're
won't have
gonna,
to suffer through the Mako.
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
I
Yeah, and all the
don't
the
know what that
planet
means. It
terror.
sounds good.
I see you nodding your head a lot, 3-bit. Like, what do you?
Yeah,
what do
because
you-
I'm in the boat with what Pong was saying, where I played the first one and I went back like years after the second one and third one already came out. I wanted to start from the beginning because that's what I like to do with storylines, and the controls are just very hard to get through. But I was loving the story, so I was sort of battling
Yeah.
with like a really hard game to play, but I'm loving the story. I just couldn't do it, and I jumped to the second one, and I loved the second one. I beat the second one, and then I didn't go to the third. So this is a good opportunity for me to experience the whole collection from the first, second, and the third, and especially for people like me who maybe they touched and dabbled in the first game and the third game, or maybe just like any one of the games. And I think it's going to be really cool for some people.
14
Game has
years
brilliant
ahead
writers.
for me.
Yeah, be really cool.
Yeah.
And I know we're eventually going to talk about college football because I have some stuff to say about that. But I mean, I'm looking forward to it. Like Pong was saying, I want to see a multiplayer segment.
Yeah.
I've seen people play that; it looks really fun.
It is
But
fun.
at the same time, one thing at a time with EA, I guess.
It was kind of like
Yeah.
Destiny.
You
It was
don't
kind of
want-
like
you kind of
Destiny
don't want them
multiplayer.
to do it. Like that's my outlook. Is like I don't want EA to try to do too many things at once
Yeah.
because that's when they start fucking shit up. I'm like, just fucking
Yeah,
focus.
I
please.
could
Like,
see them
Fuck up
adding.
everything they
Get the
touch
first
at
thing
least
right
once.
first, and then we
Right.
can talk about the second thing.
Yeah,
They
like
don't get the
exactly.
first
And like
right.
right now, as a
First.
Dragon Age stan, I'm like, oh, please just
Yeah.
fucking work on my next Dragon Age and give it to me in a
I
polished
freaking
state.
love Dragon Age.
I fucking love Dragon Age,
Um,
and that's why I'm so excited to play through Mass Effect again and the relationships
yeah.
and yeah.
So Husk has
With
never
Mass-
played these games, and that's a jealous thing I have to be able to experience them for the first time as a cohesive experience, right? Because remember, like Mass Effect 1 came out, you beat it, you had your progression, and Mass Effect 1 to me was actually the most RPG of all of them. Like
It is.
it's the most old school
Yes.
RPG, and that's was the best things about that game. The abilities, the skill tree stuff, like the way you improved your character. It was hardcore, deep RPG with dialogue, and it was just, now all of them have amazing dialogue. But the more the series went on, it became a more action game, right? Which is still fine. It was still a blast to play. But what I'm going to be finding amazing in this is to see, one, how they actually make it more of a cohesive experience going from 1 to 3, because all of your decisions that you made in 1 had an impact in 2, and
Yep.
vice versa in 2 and 3. So this is going to
Yep.
be an opportunity to be able to know that ahead of time, going into it, starting from scratch when you create your character, and all of those decisions you make are going to be carried over through the entire trilogy, which is going to be a new experience for me that I am super excited about with Mass Effect. And I'm pumped about that. It's going to be insane. And Husk, I
We're all
am
just like
jealous of you, dude, for getting to experience this amazing trilogy for the first time this way, because
Unbroken
that is
and in
awesome.
4K 60.
Yeah,
Mhm. And can we
I'm
talk about
looking
how they're
forward
redoing
I'm
the
a
character
huge-
customization? That's
I'm a
kind of
huge fan of single player story driven games. So
yeah.
I'm very much looking
And you will
forward
be
to it.
in love. I will be
I
surprised
hope
if you were
so.
not.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking hope so.
And he loves his sci-fi too, so I feel like it's a match made in
Exactly.
heaven.
It's
It is.
amazing
It's
experience.
gonna be-
Anyways, we'll find out.
I'm getting excited.
So what I think, and I
Get a
agree
little
with you
moist
guys,
here, guys.
maybe the multiplayer not being there is not a horrible thing. Let's just like, hey, get this trilogy launched, let people enjoy it, play it for a while, and then maybe later add multiplayer to it as a
Yeah.
free to play experience where you can kind of have a different take on it. To me, Mass Effect, like multiplayer, was almost like Destiny actually took some ideas from it in a way.
Mhm.
So hey guys, keep on the lookout for Mass Effect, but that wasn't the only EA news that we got. Hey, NCAA football, now aka college football, is coming back from EA in a big way. They have settled the lawsuits from years past, ready to try and find new ways of making this happen. I was talking to Psychonauts about it, and he was looking into some stuff on that and everything. I think this is going to be interesting because it's different than Madden. Anybody that is familiar with this franchise that has played a lot of football games knows that this is a different experience when you're playing than Madden. And I guess
There
we'll
were
start.
like 2 years where they were similar, and that was it.
Yeah,
And
you
it
know,
was similar.
Yeah, and those NCAAs that were similar to Madden did not well.
yeah.
So
It's 3-Bit said he already had some stuff to chime in with this, and I think he's been thinking about this for a
Yes,
while.
dude.
So we'll start with 3-Bit, dude. What are you? Is this a good news for you, or what were your thoughts, dude?
It's good, and anything with EA, it comes with like a question mark, right?
An
At least for me.
asterisk.
Oh, what are you talking about?
Huge question mark.
I'm excited for it, and I think it could be a really good thing for Madden, because if a lot of people just see all the features that are in NCAA, maybe it'll migrate to Madden. Maybe they'll try harder, because right now there's no competition with Madden and NCAA being non-existent right now. Every time there's competition, there's always a good thing, despite
Even
them
within
being
the
in competition
same
with themselves.
House.
Yeah, even with themselves, it could be a good thing. So I think I was like a fan of the NCAA series and also 2K when they were doing those football games as well. So yes, they're in competition with themselves, but at the same time, they could also, that could be a good thing because it could push the franchise even further, if that makes sense. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's been a while. I want to see
It's
what
been too long.
modern day technology can do. Yeah. So
having just something in the genre outside of Madden is going to be a spectacular experience
This
for a lot of
game
people. So
will
worth the
sell
most,
like
I think.
king hotcakes. I guarantee it.
absolutely,
It's gonna make so much money, even
next
if it's
out is
shit.
Punch Out.
Yeah, because people are so enthralled with the NCAA, especially ever since they stopped making them. NCAA 2014, which is the last one that they made, goes for
Yep.
huge bank. I sold an Xbox 360 version that was scratched up. It still played, but it was scratched for $100. Perfect
Damn.
condition ones go for 150 sometimes. So
I'm sitting
people
on
love this.
$150.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
So
know, even GameStop when I was working there in like
yep.
2016 through like 2018, like I could probably give you like $30 for a fucking NCAA
Yep,
game.
you
And people would
could.
be like, "What
Yeah,
the
they
fuck?" I'm like,
sold a
"I
lot.
don't know. I don't know,
Yeah,
man."
I think in most people's opinions, at least in mine, the competition between the teams that made those two games made Madden better. Some people may
Made both
disagree,
games better.
but there was a lot of stuff that, even though it's not really a competing product, it actually became one just because you had the diehards that absolutely swore by the college and you had the diehards that absolutely swore by Madden. And those two teams kind of internally had that back and forth of who was going to make the better or the better received game once it came out. And you could see it because Madden at that time still was innovating. Not so much, they still were, it was on the decline, but they were still trying to innovate. There wasn't so much, copy and pasting going on as there is now. I mean, it's ridiculous. So hopefully, that's what I hope for, is that bringing this back will force, the Madden team to look at what they're doing and try to make some different decisions and try to make their game better, or maybe listen to their customers for once about the things that have been bad for 5, 6, 7, 8 years now, and try to improve those. And get a, I know the Ultimate Team is a moneymaker and it's never going to go away. It is what it is. There's too many people out there just pumping into it.
Oh, I hate it.
But make the base, please. If you're going to do that's fine. Those whales are still going to be there. You're still going to make your millions or billions or whatever you're making off of it. That's fine. But please make the base game for the regular consumer something that you can be proud of and that people can go, you know what? It doesn't have to be a 10. I don't think you're going to get a football game that's ever going to be a 10 down the road, but give me at least a 7.5, 8. Stop giving me this garbage that you're throwing back in my
Lord.
face every single year.
Stop
it is.
Call of Dutying your goddamn Madden game.
Right.
Right? Stop copy
Exactly.
pasting your
Alright.
shit, yo.
Call of Duty
Yeah.
runs circles around them with how they handle it, and there's a lot of arguments to make against Call of Duty, right? But if you if Madden was to at least take the approach that Activision has done with Call of Duty and have multiple teams working on it for to allow for more progress or at least more differences with different stuff going on, different flavors in the game, at least, because it has gotten stale AF for me.
Yeah, because even with 2 teams, there's still, it's like, even if it's 2 years out, like, you don't want the same regurgitated shit 2
you
years
don't.
later.
Call of Duty, at least it's
Like,
at
literally
least
the
Black Ops
fans
and
of-
Modern Warfare like play differently. You know, I don't know.
At least in the stands of Madden 20, they still have like Madden 19 in some of the designs.
Yeah.
Exactly.
They like
Yeah.
they're pulling an Ubi is what they're doing. They're just like, oh yeah, we're just gonna
Nope.
Assassin's Creed Madden.
So
I feel so
all
insulted.
they literally have to do with this game is get, like, you get the height and the weight correct. Okay, you change skin color, muscle build, anything, like it just shades off their faces, that, like, you can even change the numbers as long as you get their skills right. That's what matters. That's all that matters. Like,
Make
they don't even
players
have to get
play
all that
like the actual
accurate.
players, right?
Yes, if it plays like the actual player, you don't have to get shit right, because assuming it does what they always did, you will get this like 5-star rated roster that you can download online that makes everything exactly like it is.
Right.
You can't
The
go
fans will
after
do all the work
a
for you.
customized exactly. They can't. The college football, the Players Association, the players in college football can't go after. They have no leg to stand on if they go after somebody that went and made the perfect roster that was 100% accurate. If that was the case, that shit would be happening in Madden with like Madden 2011 for the original Xbox that still gets roster updates. Like,
Yeah.
seriously, or whatever year it was. Like, the biggest thing I want to see come back that might make me actually want to play Madden again is if, like, you create your player in college, in NCAA, okay, and you go through your 4 years. If you're done with your senior year, you graduate, you can import that player into Madden. I miss that stuff. Like, I miss
Yeah.
the career modes. Like, it had a lot of depth. It was fun.
They tried to get a little
just-
cutscene and stuff with the career mode, and they kind of lost a lot
They
of the
did.
actual like game play mechanics that the
Story.
football fans really cared about, right?
Play Madden 2005 all the time, because I think it was
And for the love of God,
Okay.
EA, read all the message boards, full-fledged, fleshed out, every single option possible dynasty mode. Do not half-ass this. Otherwise, you are going to lose all the fans that you have out there right now for bringing this back. If you screw up that dynasty mode in college football, it's over.
Oh,
I'm
it's
telling
over.
you, all you got to do is read the
That's
message
it.
boards.
That is the thing. That is it right there.
Yep.
Like, that's the mode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know, the genre is just lacking, I feel like, right now. Like, let's just bring back
Well,
Tecmo
there's
Bowl.
only Madden. And
There's no,
really want
no question.
if I really want my
There's no
favorite
competition.
Their feet.
2K back.
They
Yeah.
There's no competition, so Madden's gotten they're just gotten sloppy and sad and weak, and they're just
don't
fucking
care.
copy pasting everything, and
They're
it's like
printing money.
there's literally
And everybody
nothing
buys
else
it every
out there
single
right
year.
now. It's
If
Wow.
2K
It's
could
ridiculous.
get a hold of rights and licensing to do a football game, I feel like they would end up killing one or the other, and that's probably part of what's going on. Is EA's got all their money invested in the NFL right now, like, or for that many years, to keep 2K off their ass, because 2K killed NBA Live. I don't know if you guys know that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Straight up, and they
Absolutely.
didn't want to see that shit happen with Madden. So between the lawsuits and
between
all that
2K5
shit,
was
What's going to be
we
funny
gotta
is
focus on the NFL, and that's what's happened.
What's going to be funny, Husk, is when 2K, because they have the rights to make an arcadey version of football right now.
Mhm.
So if they go back and make
Tech
a blitz
Mobile.
style football game,
Blitz.
and
Yes.
exactly, they make a football or like a blitz style football game, and it outsells Madden. Look out! I mean,
Yeah.
look
Right,
out.
yeah,
That might push,
absolutely.
That might
And
push
when you
Madden
look
even
at the
more.
mid 90s, like mid 90s for like sports and football games, it was like fucking that you had just shit everywhere. It was crazy. So I mean,
Yeah.
when you look at it now to where just everybody just stopped going down that route, and it's
What was
crazy.
it?
Wow.
Game day.
Xbox
There was
even
Yeah, that
had
was
yeah,
game day.
NFL
That was on
game day, NFL
PlayStation
game day.
back in the day.
Yeah, you had yeah,
NFL Street, NFL
Tecmo,
Blitz,
NFL
there's
Fever.
so many.
Madden,
NFL Fever
college
for
football,
Xbox.
Sweet.
Bill William, college football. What was the fucking? I don't know. I don't
All right,
remember.
so
Bill Walsh. Bill Walsh.
Walsh.
you
Yeah, Bill Walsh.
Mike in the chat brought up a good point a little while ago, and the question that he says is that he didn't make this question, but he said that 2K missed out on an opportunity here, right? Because if EA can go and get the rights to that collegiate licensing or whatever now to make this game possible, and 2K, everybody's been clamoring for that 2K actual sim football game. Why didn't they do this? Right?
Because there's
Maybe
too
lawsuits.
much shit to go through to
Too much red
It-
tape
it-
at
a
that
lot of
point.
work and a lot of unknown what would happen if you did it.
Yeah.
Like, but
I don't know. I mean, they went out before and they did All Pro Football 2K8 where they had to go and get the individual rights to all those legendary players, right? And they did that, and that
I think
game
they're
was great. A lot of people loved that game, but it wasn't NFL, so people didn't buy it, right?
Yeah.
Now, this was an opportunity that they had on their plate. They skipped over it, or they just didn't want to go for it. They have the money to, right? They had
Oh, wow.
Or
them
who
and EA.
knows?
I mean, they could do what EA is doing. I want to hear what 3Bits think, because I think he wants to say something about 2K here, because I was hearing him, because I know that
I mean,
you love it as much as I did, right?
Yeah, I mean, I hope it happens to the EA Disney deal, right? Where they proved like this is what we're able to do with the Star Wars franchise. Barely had like 3-4 games. And then they lost the license, and now we have a bunch of other creatives the
Getting
Star
the
Wars
opportunity.
franchise. I'm hoping I hope 2K gets the opportunity again, because when they did have the NFL franchise, they really did some cool stuff with it. And and I think EA was scared at that time, and they really fought for exclusivity. But right now, all they're looking at is dollar signs. And if EA makes a lot of money, they're like, okay. But I would think you would make more money if more people had the license. If
Yeah.
EA is watching this show, or if NFL this show, just give the license.
Roger Goodell,
to 2K.
listen.
Here's what
Just
I
do,
hope.
do something else with it.
Here's my hope
everybody
for
makes
this.
money, everybody wins if that happens.
My hope is this, because
I don't want that.
college
Well,
football, NCAA football always played differently. It was more fun, actually gameplay wise, to me, right? Because that's what they had in store. That's what they had to go with. It was the gameplay as more than the players. You didn't have the as many famous players like to sell the game, right? You didn't have
There
that
also
NFL
wasn't
license.
as many exploits, like
Right.
play-by-play wise either. It seemed a lot
But
more even.
Here's what I hope. I hope that EA takes this as a moment and opportunity to say, hey, let's start from the ground up. Scrap what we had been going, keep doing what they've been doing the next couple of years with Madden, right? While they work on from the ground up, building a new base for a football franchise, for a football game, to have NCAA college football come back and with a real, actual great football game, and then use that as the base going forward also for Madden, instead of just taking what they've been working with Madden and making it into college, right? That's what my hope is. I hope they use this as an opportunity. So we'll see. I'm excited about it because of the possibility of at least having a football game not built around microtransactions, and Ultimate Team. I don't know how people would react if a college football game had like the Ultimate Team mode, and they're selling these cards for like college football players, like for $100 bundles on the weekends. Could you imagine how people would react to that? That would be bad. So this game has got to stand on its own 2 feet for the game that it is, and not trying to sell stuff left and right to people. That's what I hope. That's what I'm thinking is going to happen.
You're
So,
hoping.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I mean,
This is EA we're talking about.
Yeah.
just imagine that. Just imagine if the Ultimate Team mode goes into college football, like and they do it like they doing with Madden right now. These college kids getting exploited left and right with these cards with
They
$100
will ruin
bundles.
their base. It will be gone.
Dude, if
Yeah.
that happens, I won't touch it. I'll start a fucking hate group.
We're rioting, y'all.
They have killed enough franchises. They bring this back
Yeah.
and they shit that hard. Oh, ooh, I will. I will use the internet to burn.
But
that down.
but this could be a positive. They may not do this. They may. Hey, let's think about the possibilities of the positivity of what could be.
Yeah.
You know, with this thing.
Oh, absolutely.
It's not all doom and gloom here. We could have a great thing, and that's what I'm excited about is
no.
to see.
Oh, look at Mass Effect. I mean, Mass Effect
Yeah.
proves that EA is at least somewhat trying. I
Competent?
mean, they had a terrible generation. Yeah, but
Yeah.
they had a terrible generation. What did they do this last generation? Nothing. They've got a chance to come back this generation. They got to listen to their people. And at least with the Mass Effect trilogy, it looks like they're starting to. You know, so who knows? Maybe they finally heard it, because this year, I don't know how they couldn't hear the bad reviews from Madden. Even if they're printing money, it doesn't matter. They had to hear how bad those reviews. I mean, it was awful. I mean, everybody was just screaming at them. So
I haven't bought
What is their
Madden since,
Metacritic
like,
on Madden right now?
2015.
The user score. I'm just gonna.
I don't even know anymore. Is it like a 4 or something? Or
No, it
two?
was
Maybe it's
lower
lower
than
than that. Is
that.
it like a nothing? Yeah.
I just want to see,
like a
because
rocket
before it was
thing.
like laughable. Like people were really just like making their voices heard. You know. Madden 21, 63 on Metacritic for PS4. And 0.2 user score based on 5,574 ratings.
Wow.
That is like, how many people gave it even a 2 or a 3? Now this got 0 bombed by the fans. They're speaking their piece. And you know, like that's the only sports game that's getting that like blasted right now. So they're not doing something is not right with Madden. And let's hope that college football is an opportunity for them to reset. Let's have a.
You know what? At the end of the day, maybe Vince Apella, maybe the Vince Apella effect is rolling downhill throughout EA. Maybe because he told them basically, you know, you can F off. I'm not going to use, you know, Frostbite engine. I'm going to do my own thing and watch you do it. And hit, right. And he right. And look at what his games have done. He proved them. He proved to them that he knows what he's talking about. If you let developers develop, that's what happens. Maybe they're finally going, maybe we've been doing something wrong this whole time. Even though we're printing money, maybe we could print more if we did it this way. So maybe
we should
pull,
maybe us suits should pull our dicks out of our devs' asses.
Right.
You know, let them breathe for a second.
What I need
make
to.
a fucking proper game.
Maybe we don't need a
I'm
new.
sorry to be so vulgar, but seriously, that's EA's problem. They touch a franchise and it gets infected and it dies. That's what they're good at.
That's exactly
Or
what
it
EA's
becomes
fucking problem
stagnant.
is. Absolutely.
They're horrible about it.
That's why I love
hate them.
Vince. Vince went in there and told him to F off. You're not touching my franchises. EA is
at the top of my list for hatred. Like,
I hear you, but
stand them.
we have to also look at Dragon Age started as an EA franchise, right?
Correct.
So that was
and Dragon Age
born
had its ups and downs as well.
It did.
Remember Origins?
Dragon Age was BioWare.
But it's BioWare.
It was BioWare, but EA owned BioWare.
But EA already owned BioWare.
It was a puppet
not
master.
at the first.
They didn't own it in the first game.
Dragon Age.
I thought
Are
they
you
already
sure?
owned them.
I mean, we could
The first.
really go
I think
through a
the
library
second
of
one.
all
I'll
the
believe you only because you're
franchises.
cute.
So okay, Apex Legends is EA. That's a good game. They're doing that one right, in my opinion. You got
It's a BR. Like, can you fuck those up at these days?
Battlefield is
can.
EA.
They haven't shit on Respawn yet.
Jedi Fallen Order. It was EA.
No.
Vince told him not to touch it.
Yeah, no.
It's the reason I'm
Respawn
pointing
is-
these out. It's not all bad, right? There is a lot of bad, but it's not all bad. we all play a
Oh.
lot of these EA games and have a blast, at times. Now they
Yeah.
screw up, they do mess stuff up, they do acquire
They
and
mess up a
destroy.
lot.
I think EA had this like kind of reputation, like, and everybody kind of
Oh,
like
yeah.
laughed about it, like, haha. And this was like years and years ago.
ago.
Like, it was just always been a thing. And then fucking Anthem happened,
Yeah.
and then it was just like, oh, we were all fucking right.
Yeah, but also the heads of the BioWare left, right? And you don't know if it's necessarily
fucking world.
because of EA and stuff. Like they could have, whenever the top guys bow out and they leave.
Oh,
Who
it was
knows
from
what's
EA.
gonna happen?
Like, we want to say
Yeah.
like we don't know, but it was EA. It was
Probably.
EA's puppet master fucking shit, and that's what happened.
Yeah, they
So-
said
But-
fuck
Pretty bit.
this.
What were you gonna say about their library?
Yeah, I was just saying, if you think about the library of all these EA titles that has started off very successful, you see over time EA's influence sort of take over that franchise. It's a
Yeah.
lot. There's a lot of different franchises.
Like Need for
It's
Speed.
Battlefield. It's Need for Speed. It's Dragon Age. Even
Dead
Mass Effect.
Space,
When
Titanfall.
3.
Andromeda.
Nobody
Dead
gets
Space,
excited when
you-
EA buys a fucking anything. You're just like, oh fuck.
Yeah, they bought the
You,
Dirt
you weren't
developers,
excited
and I'm
when they
like,
bought
oh, no.
Codemasters?
Hey, we get
What?
Codemaster games and Game Pass though. Let's go.
Hey,
Let's go.
now
Yeah,
there's
that's all I'm
a
saying.
chance for some good things coming forward. We'll see what happens. I think that they got to look at the way they're doing some things, because their profits have been so high on these microtransactions and the Ultimate Team stuff has been keeping them really, really profitable. I think a lot of that's going to come back to bite them if they keep that same formula, because people aren't going to be wanting to spend $100 on Madden bundles for forever, right? On the
Yeah,
weekend.
Buy a
So
digital card deck so your team can do half worth of fuck online against somebody that means shit, means squat all. They don't.
Well, we're gonna get
Especially
like
when
an
the next
Xbox
game comes
Series
out.
X Madden version.
Oh, look, he's
Yeah.
so mad he left. Oscar's
Yeah.
left. He's mad.
especially when the next
God.
Madden comes out and every dollar you spend is worthless, right?
And I wouldn't even care as long as they make it an option. I don't care. I can resist and not do that crap, but just make the base game good, please.
Yeah.
Please. I don't care. It
If
doesn't
you're
matter
gonna
to me
do
if you guys want to
gambling
continue to do
games,
that.
Like, like you just said, give the people an option. Like, here's your Ultimate Team and all this horse shit, and it's separate. It's its own thing to the rest of the game.
Right.
Bring the regular Madden and the regular NCAA football back, and then have this goddamn subcategory game mode that all these asshats that want to spend half their paycheck every week on maybe getting one card that's a bronze, like, fucking stupid. Make it its own goddamn thing. Stop being assholes.
You tell him,
Yeah.
Musk.
I mean, I was a fan of
They-
Madden NFL 2005 when you could just
Yeah.
name your character and the guy says it on the radio.
That was the best.
That was
the
my
coolest thing.
favorite
Yep.
fucking one. That's probably
That-
my favorite
Madden's-
Madden.
yeah.
Like,
That
to
was
this
the-
fucking day.
Best year
Probably my
period for
favorite.
football
Yeah.
games. Football
They had
games.
so many
period.
names in their directory. It was nuts.
I honestly
Like,
don't think I've
it
touched
was
one
nuts.
since then. Like, I mean, I've touched, but I haven't. Like, I've dabbled, but I'm like, every time I'm like, no, I'm not into it. No, not about it.
And
Not
then
about that
things
life.
went
Yeah, you
downhill
go
the
on
next year.
newspaper. That was fun for me. I get to
Where's
be on the
Fight
newspaper.
Night
if my
Round
team
4?
does
While we're
Yeah.
speaking of EA
Yeah, and
dickery, where the
Punch
fuck is
Out,
Fight
no.
Night Round 4? Come
Yeah,
on.
They do need to make a new Fight Night
guess-
game. They went with the UFC train, but they need to bring back
Fight Night
Fight
is on the, but we hear that's in the wind right now. Like, when you're in the gaming like universe in our fucking community, Fight Night is in the wind. Like, we're hearing whispers. I
Yeah.
feel
Yeah.
like it's going to be something we see in the next few years. Something's going to
Hey,
happen.
but you think that's got a lot to do with the licensing, right?
Oh yeah.
Maybe.
A fight night?
Because the UFC's to
Yeah,
do
yeah,
an
yeah, I
actual
was saying
boxing
UFC.
game, because you have to go sign everybody
Yeah.
separately,
Boxer
right?
by
Versus
boxer
UFC,
by
where they're all
boxer.
under one umbrella.
Yeah, that's what I was basically saying. Like the licensing of UFC, I have a feeling has something to do with it, with why they're not doing boxing. But
we
who
need like
knows?
celebrity
They could easily
deathmatch,
do it if they really
video
wanted.
game, Fight
Oh,
Night. Like, just
dude,
take all of
that
the
would
like
be
big
sweet.
streamers and like fucking gaming communities and put them in a fucking Fight Night.
That'd be-
Oh, if
kidding
they
me?
did celebrity deathmatch video game, that would be.
Oh yeah.
That would be fucking amazing. I can just
Oh,
see
I'd
it now.
play.
Like Ninja going up against like fucking
Get the Octagon podcast edition. Everybody's going down. All right, guys. Hey, let's move on because I did not mean for this to turn into an EA bash. However, whenever EA gets brought up, somehow it just happens, right?
Bashing EA.
No,
Wasn't
I
a
know.
bash.
No,
We applauded.
When you
it's
shit on things, you
It's a
deserve to be
bash.
shit on.
Yeah.
it's a bash. It's a party, guys.
You know,
Hey, you wanna have a
EA
bash?
does great. BioWare does amazing. BioWare's still kicking underneath them, so
Yeah. BioWare is going to make a triumphant return. I have a feeling.
I really fucking feel that. So
I hope so. Hey, guys. What's next, babe?
Halo Infinite is in the polishing phase.
Yeah, so that was something I think it kind of happened last week, but we didn't have time to talk about it because there was so much to talk about last week, too. So Halo Infinite is supposedly like complete except for bugs and polish. And hey, it's not supposed to come out till later this year, guys. So that
are we getting a beta here soon?
I maybe so. And I saw some people trying to turn this into a negative thing, like, oh, it's gonna suck because it's already done. Like they're not even gonna put that much more effort in. Holy crap, guys! All right, if a game is done pretty much, and they have this much extra time for polish and graphics and whatever they need to do to it to make it shine and play at its best at launch, hey, that's a good thing. That is a great thing. That means we hopefully will not get a broken, buggy mess when it launches, and hopefully it looks amazing as well. So anybody that had their concerns, to me, should be thinking, hey, instead of this as being a concern, this should be, hey, my concerns are maybe being a little bit eased here. So, hey, Psychonauts, you seem like you wanted to chime in on this. What are your thoughts on Halo Infinite, it pretty much being complete?
Well, if we look at like what they showed at the June event, was it June or July?
As July, I think. It's the
July
July Games Showcase, I think, the Xbox Games
so
Showcase.
what we saw there was, Microsoft was trying to get it out, but it wasn't. It just needs that polish. So now that the game is done, and now they're working out the bugs and the polish, so it was close to be, the gameplay and the mechanics of it was there. So that's why I'm not worried about Halo at all. Now, having a full year to polish and make this game look visually stunning, that just gets me excited. And at E3 this summer, I guarantee there will be a flight test for it. And they're going to drop it and be like, tonight or, later today, the flight test is, if you signed up, it's going to go live. But you got to be insider member to be a part of the flight test, is what I've read. So I'm excited. I have no worries about what Halo is going to be like. The gameplay looked solid during that July event. Yeah, it had pop-ins and no textures on the characters' faces, but other than that, I mean, we're just going to have, probably the best looking and more closest to the original Halos that we've played, since
Let's hope so.
3. So I'm just excited. So
they can do it right and they can pull it off. Like I feel like they can do it. It's just, are they going to? That's just, I mean, it's
343 needs to do it, because if
they
they
need
don't,
to.
Microsoft will more likely pull 343 off Halo and have somebody else pick it up if they're going to go back to it.
I hope they get enough like quality testers to like tell them like, nah, yo, this isn't the life for me.
Well, with that flight test, that they had,
it should be
the sign-ups
should be good. Should
last
be
month. This is going to be, we're going to see it, and I'm hoping it's going to blow people's minds, and we're going to see that slip space engine. Yeah, that's going to be good, because that's Microsoft's engine, and they don't have to, use.
That's their baby.
Yeah, they don't have to use Unreal Engine. so they can just use their Slip Space engine. If it's that good for all their games, that's more money in their pocket that they don't have to dish out. And Halo is going to look great from what I expect.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, they've been using the I think engine for Halo since they've been using the same engine for Halo 1, 2, 3, 4, even 5 all use the same engine.
Reach
And
ODST.
yeah, Reach, ODST. And the developers are like kind of complaining. They're like, "Hey, I think it's time to
We need something new."
update this."
Yeah, a
Yeah,
refresh.
so Halo
Rebuild
Infinite
it from
is
the
the first
ground
Halo file that is now using a new engine. I'm really excited for this game. Think about how bad Halo actually can be. The worst Halo game is still a good Halo game to me, and I always say that.
Me too. I
Like,
mean, I agree.
Yeah,
We can go.
yeah,
What's
like
the worst Halo
5, I
game to
didn't
you,
like.
though? Okay, yes. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Halo 5, I didn't like the story, but I can appreciate the multiplayer. I can appreciate what it was trying to do.
I agree with that.
The graphics were solid.
I think they need to nail the story. Like, I mean, because Halo has like such a community behind like the story that comes with it that if they don't fucking nail that again, like if that dives again, I just feel like that's gonna be like a big hit to them. So they
That's
need
gonna
to
be the
nail the
killer.
fucking story. They need
That
to
is
nail the story.
definitely gonna be killer.
So.
Yeah, I completely agree. And I feel like they had something going on with Halo 4 with the story. And then
Yeah,
Halo
they
5,
did
they
it
just
right.
like
So many people were
Yeah,
fucking
you know
against
what?
Halo 4 when it
We're-
came out, and I was like, I'm
We're
about this. Like,
going
it's
with
not
it.
horrible.
We're with Halo and everything that's happened. You know, we're gonna go this way. That's how it felt
Yeah.
for me when 5 came out. It's like, we're
That's how it felt
we're
for
gonna
me.
flip a bitch. We're gonna go that way. It's
It's exactly how it felt for me.
Especially towards the
like the
end of it.
relationship they had with especially
and
towards the end with Cortana and Master Chief and everything.
Yes.
so
Yeah.
many things missing
I
from
didn't even
it
know what was
too, that,
happening.
like, it's like they created their own lore before the game even started.
Yeah,
You know
like
what I mean?
let's not
They
look at the
did. They
books.
tried.
Let's not.
That's what the whole what was their campaign horse shit with Locke versus Master Chief, and then the motherfucker cracked Master Chief's visor, and that was like
Hunt the
that
Truth.
fight scene was, yeah, it's it. Hunt the Truth. Total pile of horse shit.
yeah.
Really
if you
bad
notice-
marketing.
But if you notice, with all the trailers, Master Chief's visor is not cracked anymore, and he's
Mhm.
been floating in space. So
New suit.
Did you say you didn't like Hunt the Truth?
6? Was it? Oh, it's not that I didn't like it. It just didn't pan out.
Yeah.
The climax for it was like, oh shit, I'm almost there, and then you go limp dick last second. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it
Drank too
didn't
much
have a
whiskey.
like a great
I
ending.
don't have a dick, but I know
for,
that
like,
feeling. Caitlin
that-
knows
Oh,
that feeling.
it was-
That was like
It
a
was
really for me. It was a really cool like podcast experience to listen to. You know.
Oh, it was sweet until they didn't deliver. I mean,
Yeah.
I could talk myself
It's
up
never
all
a fucking
day
good time.
and then jump on
like
a
Prime Night
podcast
all
and
over
sit
again.
here and stare into my webcam and not say shit. You guys would be bummed out as
Stare back
fuck.
at
The
you.
internet said I was amazing. I just sat here and stared at you the whole time, huh? That's how it felt. I would have played Infinite the way it was. I honestly didn't hate the way it looked, and yeah, the popping was dumb. Like, all this shit shouldn't be a thing with the hardware they have
And the
but-
time they had. Like, let's be
and
real.
the time
like,
they had. But you gotta remember, they built an engine from the ground up on a system that wasn't fucking even complete yet, wasn't even in a finalized state.
Yeah,
And they're trying
That's
to go
on
for an
them.
aesthetic that pleases both the new
Not my fault.
fans and the old fans, but they're leaning toward us people that have played it since day one. They
the
want
big
that
fans.
that original Xbox experience. They want to hand that to this new generation of people that are going to play it, which is why I think
They're
they
giving us
just
landmines.
they weren't actually necessarily intending on having it ready. That was the goal, and they still showed the trailer anyway. If you know remotely anything about marketing, it's not outside of the realm of possibility that this shit was at least halfway fucking not staged, but purposely moved forward with when it shouldn't have been. Now, I would have played that game. It looked fucking beautiful. Master Chief looked like Master Chief again. Yeah,
Yes.
the graphics were maybe a little cartoony. Yes, yeah, okay. The textures need maybe
Husk.
a little more realism,
Come on, Husk.
but no,
They didn't even have ground. They didn't even have ground to form.
no.
No!
I'm
The
Thank
Warthog
you,
was
Bob.
driving.
the textures. There's a lot of things wrong with it, but I'm not going to sit here and tell you that it didn't. I'm not going to sit here and say it looked like dog shit because it didn't. People are crapping on it like it looked awful. Fuck no, it didn't.
No,
It
it
looked
felt like
good.
original Halo.
Subpar on a good day. Subpar on a
It-
good day.
It was
No.
a lot of the reaction was overblown to me. Like now,
Everything was smooth as fuck. There were way more. There were grass blades everywhere and all rocks everywhere. This huge fucking ring. Something people need to remember is this game has always been built in chunks. Okay, now you have a huge open, whatever massive section of a Halo ring, which is multiple times bigger than anything they've ever created. So yeah, it's a huge task to make Halo at least semi-open world game. Like they're trying to get that feel like what you had with the original Halo, where you're like, holy shit, how big is this level? Is it even a level? Is this the whole game? Like, do I just keep going from spot to spot? It's a lot. Like, think about it. And the fact that they had the balls to
Yeah.
show it and then had the balls to say, you know what? You're right. Yes. Fuck it. We pushed it out too soon. Like, I would have played it if they would have handed me a beta right there and then, and it
Oh, I would have played a beta. I would have played. the
pop
fuck out of
in
that.
and whatever. It's still Halo looked better in that trailer than it ever has. Fuck your cutscenes. That was not a cutscene. That was in game.
yeah.
Something else. Something people got to remember. The cutscenes looked fucking beautiful in Halo 4 and Halo 5. The gameplay, yeah, it was great, but it wasn't that. Think about it.
I think a lot of it's proven that it can be fixed with lighting, and which they are doing. But here's why I thought it was a little
Shadows and
overblown
whatever.
is because most of the criticism was based on a screenshot of a face of a cannon fodder
Of a-
character,
of a-
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Craig,
this guy was like a brute,
really
right? And then it
needs
wasn't
to be
even.
canon.
It wasn't even like a
That's-
in-game zoom-in screenshot. It was like a snapshot of the screen, and then they like zoom in on
Zoomed in
that,
on it.
right? So it's not even
Mhm.
doesn't even have a chance to potentially even load in the texture detail that happens sometimes when you get closer to a character up close, which happens in a lot of games. Like there's a lot of games. If you were to just like, hey, I'm coming across a group of enemies, and I'm going to take a snapshot of one of them and then zoom in on
And
their
zoom in.
face. It's probably not going to look that great, guys. Just FYI on most games. Now, is that a excuse for the level that it looked? Maybe I don't know, but
It can be better,
the point
but
of this is, hey, we have from that point when we saw that in July to when this game is releasing, you're talking about probably 16 months difference that we're gonna get between then and now. And they had planned on releasing that game this past year. Now, even if it had to be delayed, which I think it did, I don't think it had to be delayed this long. The only reason they're doing it this long is to add the extra polish, and because they want it to be a fall release, right?
They want it to drop on November fucking 15th.
Right. So the fact that it's going to be a fall
20th
release
anniversary.
gave them that extra time to just like, hey, let's polish the shit out of this thing. Let's make it shine. And I think that's what we're going to get with this game. What are you most excited about with Halo Infinite, babe? Because I know you were excited when you saw those screenshots of the multiplayer.
Everything. I don't play the campaign though, so
Good
I don't
answer.
care about that.
Wait, you've never
Yeah.
played the campaign?
Campaign's
Like you
so
don't
good,
play
though.
campaign at all?
I don't play campaigns to anything.
She's a multiplayer
never
girl.
Multiplayer. Hey, your
Hey,
preference.
that's everybody's
multiplayer
got their
and
thing.
Absolutely.
I'm a RPG girl, so I'm a campaign girl.
She likes to smash
Yeah.
the nubs in
a
multiplayer.
campaign
you
boy.
know.
I'm not
So, like this game has got multiplayer betas coming this year. I think we're gonna get multiple phases of that. It's free to play multiplayer, which means at some point they could potentially just leave the beta running, right? Because if it's in beta, it doesn't mean that it has to end, especially on free to play games. How long was Fortnite in beta?
Is
Right.
it still in?
It might be. I
Yeah,
don't
when
know.
did it come out?
Pretty
Like, I
sure
don't
games
know.
like that never leave beta.
Right. So
I mean, think about Ark and PUBG. Oh my lord! Like I played for fucking 4 Ark upgrades before it was even out of any alpha.
yeah,
Like,
Minecraft might even still be in beta. That was in beta for years, and that's a paid for game, right? Like it's, hey, sometimes, you know, if something's working well at some point and it's got a player base, I don't know, they could just decide to leave the servers on. You know, if the game is that close to being complete, are you most excited about going back to your competitive glory days 3-bit with Halo Infinite, or you excited about that?
I am.
are you a competitive boy?
Yeah, I
All I did was-
was. Yeah,
Flash people. Like
I-
just
There's a reason he kicks the living out of us every time we play.
Can we play with him?
I mean, okay,
Oh
Yes.
with
Oh, I-
Halo.
Every Friday night.
Yeah, pop up.
Except
I
for this
pop
last
up.
Friday.
Yeah.
Thing is,
Not me.
with 343, one thing they're really good at is they hire pros to balance out their games, which is always pretty cool. They get like competitive players to balance out their maps, and you could kind of feel that within some of their maps, but at the same time, Halo 5, not a lot of people liked. Looking forward to is the fact that they do have this much time. It's a very good state to be in, especially for those people who have been in production pipelines like this. It's not very common to have almost a whole year full of polish, but the
Yeah.
fact that they do is amazing. But I'm looking forward to getting back into my competitiveness. For those who don't know, I played Halo competitively when I was a kid and kept winning tournaments and stuff, and then I stopped around Halo 3.
Yeah,
but
he
I
won
still
10
love-
G's, guys, at a tournament. 10 G's as a kid. That's a lot of money. What did you
When do you
buy
think we'll see the multiplayer?
What did you
beta?
buy last week when
Yeah,
you won?
last week?
More Halo stuff.
Last week as a
I
kid.
think as a kid, I don't remember what I bought. Like maybe some candy or something. I don't.
Yeah,
I don't
you
remember.
go to
You're
the
probably
candy
about
stores with
candy.
10K. You probably
Those,
went.
like,
You probably
those,
bought
like,
video
cigarettes,
games.
Those candy cigarettes. He's
Oh,
like, oh
I-
yeah, look at
I-
me hanging outside the
smoked the
fucking
shit out
game.
of
I smoke my candy cigarettes.
I thought I was
don't
so
remember what
fucking
I-
cool.
Those are the only things that 3-bit is still legally allowed to buy.
3-bit looks super young. 3-bit looks
Yeah.
like he's like 25.
He gets carded when he goes to buy anything.
I
Video
think he's
games.
like 26, right?
The only reason I know
That
he's
was
an
close.
adult is because we
Yeah,
caught him
carded.
drinking margaritas a few times.
But he
Which
eats
I'm really glad.
broccoli with his margaritas, so
Yeah, broccoli and
I love
margaritas.
broccoli.
It wasn't broccoli
I love
through that
broccoli.
off.
Like I just
Yeah.
fucking eat a bowl of broccoli. Like that's my lunch half. Broccoli
With your
and Brussels
margarita?
sprouts. That's
Yeah.
just some
Broccoli
shit
and
that I
some
do.
Your
ranch
margaritas?
dressing,
How you
dude.
do?
Margarita broccoli.
Mm.
Broccoli and ranch.
Margarita and
Yes,
broccoli.
I shit you not.
Oh, I don't
amazing.
know. I eat apples
Dip
with
it.
ranch.
what?
Dip your goddamn
What?
broccoli in ranch dressing and then eat it.
Oh, like
I like
raw
ranch on
broccoli.
everything, but
Raw
not.
broccoli, yeah,
might
but not
be
like
good.
cooked
I don't know.
broccoli. Not like a bowl of cooked broccoli.
No,
I'm just saying,
cooked
pour some
broccoli. You gotta
fucking
put
ranch
cheese on
it.
that shit.
Yeah, cheese whiz.
Oh, salt.
Ew.
I don't need
A
anything
little
on
salt
that
and
broccoli.
garlic, a little salt, a little
Plastic in
garlic.
a can. No
Good to go.
thanks.
Good to go. I like to
Pass.
roast my broccoli. That's my favorite. So,
Babe, do you have anything to say?
I'm still disgusted
Yeah,
by the
even-
apples and ranch. I'm kind of
Yeah, this is the
dumbfounded.
first fucking show I've done that
Apple.
we haven't gone down a fucking like food Food
You're
channel.
right.
I'm
Did you
always
say
in chat.
apples
and
Well,
I'm like,
if we started going
Yeah,
down a
she
food
said
path,
apples and ranch.
if we started going down a food path, it got
You guys
ended when
don't
you
eat
said
apples
apples and
with
ranch.
ranch?
Apples and
What's
ranch.
wrong with you?
No,
Oh, so
apples
much.
and caramel.
There's so much
Apples
wrong
and
with
peanut
me.
butter.
No, apples with
Apples and
ranch. Try
Western
it.
dressing.
Just
No,
fucking
no.
try it.
I don't think
Uh,
I can do that.
My
Try
mouth's
it.
confused and I haven't even.
Okay, do you do
tasted it.
French fries with your shakes?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
then fucking
Yeah.
try apples with ranch. I'm
French
just telling you,
fries
try it.
and the chocolate malt.
No.
Fucking try it.
That's weird.
And
I
Mav's
don't know.
lost control of
I
the
don't know
entire
about
podcast. We are now on Apple. and ranch.
It's not horrible. Like if you like sweet and salty, it's a fucking. It's a,
You
it's an
you
ex-
guys are
Welcome
tuning in to the
Xbox
yeah.
Ultimate episode
Apples and
podcast
Ranch
live
podcast.
27
Hey,
with
so-
And we're
Husky Lady.
hemorrhaging watchers right now.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to the Weird
Bye.
Food Combos podcast. Now let's try some peanut butter and cheese. I don't know. Hey, let's move on to
Well, pie
some
and
Peanut butter and broccoli.
peanut butter and broccoli. No, that I think
No.
ranch is just like with apples.
Amazing.
Like I don't know. I don't
Well,
see.
you don't have apples on your salad. Like I like apples on my
No,
salad.
I hate
so then I
that
add
shit's weird.
ranch,
I like that, but I don't put
Fruit
ranch
salad.
on it.
fruit
I don't
So-
even put
Oh,
apples
you
in
know
my
what?
salad.
I eat mayo by the spoonful, so you guys should
Hey,
stop
me
fucking
too.
talking.
So
I do love
Eat Miracle
mayonnaise.
Whip by
can
the
agree on
spoonful,
that.
so.
So my sister-in-law showed up at our house one day, and she had a Sonic little thing of ranch, and she was just drinking it.
Uh,
Yeah,
Oh,
Oh, you know what? Jack
Sorry.
in the Box tacos with ranch. So good.
it's
Sorry.
weird.
yeah,
kind of threw up in my mouth a little bit, man.
yeah.
I
I don't blame you. I think I did too.
Remember that time, babe?
Huh?
Judging
When I-
my broccoli
chicken wing
anymore.
And the Wingstop ranch.
When you drop the chicken wing in the Wingstop ranch?
A little piece of the chicken. I dropped it in the
Was it
ranch.
buttermilk?
Yeah,
I like drank it out.
yeah,
and
yeah,
freaked
yeah.
I
out.
would have.
Yes.
I would have. I did a visual. I'm like, yeah, I did that.
I don't mind ranch, you know, but hey, there's a level that you don't cross with ranch. You
Yeah,
don't
don't
you
put
don't
a
you don't
straw.
guzzle
and
it.
that level
you
is
know?
apples.
Oh, I guzzle. So I'm not me personally, but I have been privy to watch somebody take a shot of mayonnaise out of somebody else's belly button.
Ugh.
Uh,
Moving on. All right, let's go.
yeah. So
That's
So
interesting.
confused
You'll
right
see
now.
not go down this
mayonnaise
rabbit hole.
collection.
Are you sure it was mayonnaise? I'm just saying.
For
Absolutely.
anybody
Oh.
watching us still,
Yeah, but there's 24 people still here with
good,
us.
good.
Hi,
we
everybody.
held them.
Hello,
Um,
Jet.
I'm one of them.
Hey, what's the next topic, baby? Let's
I'm
let's.
the number 2.
Uh,
Oh, hey, how do we get here from Halo
MCC.
Infinite?
We gotta talk about MCC.
I
The next
I
topic-
phone
Oh
call.
yeah, no,
Is-
hold on, baby. He's right.
what?
We need to stick on Halo for a minute because there was some news that I just found out about that 3-Bit told us. What's going on with MCC?
Oh, okay.
All right, so I'm reading. So basically 1 hour ago, they posted a couple bug fixes and some other cool skins and stuff. But they also have said for the flighting future, for this month, we're planning on kicking off our next series of flights, which means an FOV slider support for all Xbox One consoles. So for the people who want to play on an Xbox One, a FOV slider will no longer be locked with the 120 hertz, which it is for me, so I wasn't able to do it, so that's awesome. And mouse and keyboard support for consoles. So if you want to play MCC for some reason with a mouse and keyboard, you are now able
Some
to do
reason,
Profit?
for all the reason.
that.
profit.
Yeah. Profit. Yeah. Other things,
Profit,
you guys check out
yes.
the fighting update.
It was
I'll
like
send to you guys.
Infinite, the skins, the armor, the like guns that we've seen so far definitely has like old school, like Halo-esque remnants. Like that's something that kind of excites me. So
Oh yeah.
Halo Infinite is going to make Halo super relevant again. I am predicting that it is going to
Fucking
set the
hope so.
world on fire this holiday season. People are going to be excited. People are going to be playing it. It's going to be free to play. The barrier of entry is going to be non-existent. You're going to be able to play that. Hey, because guess what? Free to play games are also going to be free, whether you have Xbox Live Gold or not. So, hey, Halo Infinite is going to be, if you have an Xbox, you can play it. That's
I
going to
think
be awesome.
with Halo Infinite, you're not going to notice from cutscene to gameplay. It's going to just be one fluid experience, and it really is.
They're going for the
Yeah.
one camera angle thing. They was apparently inspired by God of War for that.
Oh.
So their cutscenes are all in like one shot.
Yeah. And we saw that in the trailer of the when the Master Chief met the Pelican guy that in space, the guy that was in the ship, right? That was all one cutscene with the shifting, moving camera. Super cinematic. Excited about that aspect too, because it's in engine as well. It's in the game, right? Which is promising also. All right, babe. What's next? What do we got?
Next is MLB The Show is now on Xbox. Woohoo!
Yay, more sports. This is a sports heavy
Yeah.
episode.
People were excited for that.
Yeah.
I don't care, but
I
Well,
don't give a shit.
Well, the show is big for baseball.
yeah.
here's why it's a big deal though, is because baseball has been missing on Xbox, except for RBI baseball, and you also got Super Mega League Baseball, which are not like real sim baseball games, right?
Are you chewing?
Me?
No. Him. 3-bit. I just saw him.
No, he was drinking something.
Broccoli.
That looked like a chew spit. I'm
Oh
just
man,
saying.
it could have been.
It just weird. That's not what I expected.
It's just it's just
Tastes like-
backwash.
Alright.
Hey,
I was about to go mom on you.
so this is like a big deal because of the absence of baseball on Xbox for a long time now. And it's also a big deal because this is a Sony game that's been exclusive on PlayStation for a long time. And MLB, we think, kind of forced their hand with the deal to bring it multi-platform if they were to keep the license. So it's also been one of the best rated sports games over the last 15 years or so. So going back to, I played the crap out of this game even on the PS2. And I'm excited for it. We did have MLB 2K for a while, but they decided to abandon that game for some reason. So this is what we got, and Xbox is going to have real baseball again. So is anybody else excited about this but me, except for the fact that it's going to be $70 on next gen consoles?
Oh yeah, I'm
Wait,
excited.
that's a thing?
Yeah,
I missed that.
because it's Sony.
It's $70.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Think
well, there's
so.
actually going to be like 5 editions for the MLB for MLB The Show 21. So there's going to be the standard edition at $60, and then $70 is the next gen, and then the Jackie Robinson edition is $85, and $100 for the digital deluxe edition, and then there's $100 Jackie Robinson deluxe edition that's physical. And that comes with a hat and a baseball skin, a Jackie Robinson baseball bat skin. So there's a lot.
It probably also comes with like My Team currency on there or whatever they call their mode for Dynasty mode or Dynasty. I forget what the show calls it, but they have an Ultimate Team as well, right? Within that game. Not as bad as EA's, by any means.
Yeah, it's March to October is what the offline mode was, and then you can take your team from the March to October mode and put it into franchise mode, play, so you can expand more, getting stuff. They got diamond choice packs and so much. There's so much stuff, and it's a lot is free to play. You don't have to buy it with currency. You can grind. There's a lot of grinding involved.
Yeah,
with the MLB The Show,
which is
So
kind of works for baseball, right? That's how baseball is kind of a grindy sport, right?
Oh yeah, so it's big. The MLB coming to Xbox because I remember being on PS4 and I'm like, man, I wish I could play it on my Xbox. Although I didn't have a PS4 at the time, so this is anyone that likes baseball, this is very, very, very exciting.
Agreed, dude. This is one of the biggest sports things that's happened in a long time with games. I see you're about to say something, 3-bit.
Yeah, I was saying I've never played the show, but because I don't know, it just always passed me. Maybe I'm just not super interested in baseball, but I'm willing to check
Me
it out because I've only
neither.
heard good things about it. Um, but I do know hearing that something about the additions. Maybe someone can, maybe Psychonauts can clarify for me
Yeah.
that you can get the $60
Standard
last gen
edition.
version on the Xbox One, and with smart delivery, do you have to buy a next gen version as well, or does smart delivery just handle that?
No, there won't be a smart delivery with standard edition.
But
You have
hey,
to either buy the
Okay.
next gen edition, and then the
That
next
sucks.
gen edition
Okay.
will actually have the Xbox One version.
but here's
So-
how what you can do. You can, if you decide you don't care about graphics and all that stuff, you can buy just the Xbox One version and play it backwards compatible on the Series X.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
So if you want the enhancements, it's going to cost you 10
$70
bucks instead of it's $10 extra.
Listen to this real quick. It's gonna cost you $10. Hear me out. It's gonna cost you $10 to do to that game what I can do on my PC by going into my settings.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, which is
I'm not even
I
fucking
don't
joking.
like that. Like this is because
That's what it is.
this is a Sony game, right? And it's not just Sony doing this stuff. It's also Activision. It's also 2K. It's also
Exactly.
yeah. So, but because it is a Sony game, that is the model that they are taking. And I am not for $70 games because the profits on all these publishers are going through the roof right now. They're all, and we're also, hey, the pandemic thing is still real, guys. It's still out there.
I mean, it is,
And-
but I feel like we've been at the same price level for games for so long that, I mean, everybody's expecting these games to go up.
But that's the problem. They expect it, and they're
I'm
using
not
that to
okay
fall
with
back
it, but
on.
I'm also like, I
Yeah.
mean, we're
Well,
at
if you're gonna
as an
raise-
economy.
Yeah,
like, that's
so-
where we're at.
But look at the
Right.
microtransactions, the Ultimate Team. This game, right? The show is a
We're talking about-
storefront. The show is access to a storefront of microtransactions within these modes.
You're not able to buy a collector's edition for $100. It's not
Right.
happening anymore either.
Well,
so.
collector's editions, at least you get some things, right? Like
Some kind of memorabilia.
it's 70.
or-
I'm putting on the record right now for anybody out there that because when you see the earnings reports from all of these publishers, from the platform holders, from Microsoft, from Sony, from EA, from Take-Two, from Activision, all of these companies, and they keep raving about how their profits are going up, how their sales are going through the roof, how things are so great, and all of these things, and raving about things to get their investors happy and all this stuff. But then you tell the fans that, hey, we have to increase games by 10 more dollars because, hey, it's just time. It's
I mean,
overdue.
An Ocarina of Time for $70 in 1998. Like,
Yeah, but the microtransactions and DLC and all that stuff didn't exist back then. Right? I can see it in
well,
a
I bought the
game.
guide. I bought the game guide and the
Right.
fucking T-shirt.
I can see it in a game that's like a huge game, right? That huge, massive game, and it doesn't have
No, I
access
agree.
to all these extra purchases and stuff,
see,
right?
Mav's making a really good point
I
right
will
now.
say that. Yeah.
They have already countered. They're making up. They're profiting like a
We saw that with the
motherfucker
numbers
right
that came
now.
out. What was
all
that?
these games.
Tons. They're making lots of money, guys.
Somebody
yeah,
just
it was
showed their
just
fucking-
today. It was
God,
it
it
was
was just today.
Activision Blizzard.
Oh yes, yes, it
Yeah.
was. Yes.
Between all the microtransactions and all the other horse shit that happens in almost, I would be willing to bet it's 3/4 of big games. Okay,
I don't know
AAA
how much
games
Ubi has gotten
or
from me.
whatever. The microtransactions and everything, like you have no goddamn excuse as a huge publisher, as a huge studio, to jack your game up $10 for me to beef up the textures. because you have all
Alright.
the microtransactions. It's a goddamn joke.
I'll give it
Or-
to you.
What
You're
is
right.
it?
The
Fortnite?
prices here also affect overseas, so it's $90 in a lot of other
Yeah.
countries.
Yeah.
$80 in Canada.
Poor Canada. Poor Australia.
Canada.
Holy shit.
Poland
they
is
get
120.
If they were to say,
Oh,
"Hey,
Lord.
we're gonna kill the access to the storefronts, and we're gonna build our games with more content that aren't revolving around selling things," then I'm all for the $70. But that's not
I'd
gonna
take
go
the
away.
$70.
It's just going to increase and increase and increase. If your game is built around that, then make it free to play, and then have
Okay.
the way
That
to
model-
monetize it.
I'll give it
Right.
to you,
That
but I
model
also
needs
feel
to
like it's
die.
been so long. Like, I mean, I literally, I mean, it's
Yeah.
been years
I
since
get-
we've had an increase in games. So
I
like
get
everybody's
that.
been expecting it. Like, but I
Yeah.
also see your point on the microtransaction. There's so much more into the fucking industry now than there was back then. Like I didn't buy fucking Ocarina of Time and expect to pay for DLC fucking 3
Yeah.
months later.
If
It wasn't a
No,
fucking
you got a
they're
full
not
game.
they're not feeling the pinch from selling their games at 60 instead of 70. They're not feeling that pinch.
And games
right?
aren't what they were in 1998 either.
Yeah.
Like that was still a minority. Like I
Well,
was
you're
going
talking-
to GameStop and there was 4 people online. Now I'm like, oh, it's wrapped around the block.
If they were
We're
feeling the
talking about
pinch,
DLC. Is it just me, or do you guys feel like the DLC is done or near completion when
Absolutely,
the actual
when
game
the game
releases,
comes out,
and they're like,
yeah,
"Well, we
they're
could have
just
charged
fucking
another
talking-
20, 30 fucking dollars for this."
Yeah,
Absolutely.
because it's all part of the roadmap now.
That's been
'Cause
my
they all
Yeah,
have
biggest
it
fucking
planned
right?
out.
grind.
It's not just a here. Let's give them some new shit that we started working on halfway
It's
through.
very
It-
rare nowadays.
it-
Somebody
that's
just says, "Hey, I really want to create some new DLC for this game." It's already been planned
We
out.
all
They
know
already
it's
had
built
that.
in. We all
Right.
know it is.
and if
Right,
they
that's
were
why you see
feeling
it all
like
over
there's,
the
there's
games.
bugs. Like how many games have we fucking found where there's bugs? Like Witcher was it
Yeah.
The Witcher 3 where you could have like got through that loophole in that fucking end of the wall to where you could have like went into the DLC area and been like, oh, like this is fun. And it was on launch. Like that was at launch. Like you know that those areas that should exist. So it's intense. It's crazy to think about, but I'm not on board for $70 games, but I'm also like I felt like that's where the industry was going. So
yeah. And that's what most people say. We already kind of assume this and we know this. And
just
so
give me
they're
a
just
game
kinda
with my
like-
collector's edition.
right.
And I won't
But
care.
maybe it's because of Game Pass and other things. I mean, it's getting harder and harder for me just to dive in and get a game like that day one. Especially if they were really feeling the pinch from that also, especially from these big, huge fall releases that release in October, November. Hey, guess what? Black Friday, they're
Those
usually
third quarter
30,
games?
$40. If they were really feeling the pinch, can they afford to release their games a month later for like 40% off? 30% off?
Took Immortals Phoenix, what, 2
Yeah,
weeks? Immortals
yeah.
Phoenix dropped to $40,
You're correct.
$30 in 2 weeks.
Because that is Ubisoft, and Ubisoft is fucking like
Yes.
that is their
Why I
bread
never
and
pay full
butter.
price
Let
for
me give
Ubisoft.
you a game that
Yep.
we're gonna work this game into the fucking high holds of heaven, even though it's gonna be the same game you played last year. We're gonna make you want it so bad that you're gonna play it day one, just because everybody online has FOMO. Everybody. Gaming like we are a FOMO community. Like that is just like
Yeah.
if your friend is playing it and you're not playing it, you get sad. It's horrible.
Got rid
And
of mine
they
until
play
Matt
off
started
of
playing
it.
Hitman 3 online.
And that's Twitch. And that's there are these outside sources that are playing into this world we're living in now as gamers that didn't exist 10 years ago. They didn't exist when we, in 1995 when we're playing on console and we're going to school and we're like, oh yeah, I got this game. And everybody's like, well, I got this game. And like, we could only afford one game. So it's like, let me come to your house and play that game. And you come to my house and I'll play that game. That's not something that's happening nowadays. And they're playing off of it. And they're releasing these games and they're keeping it, they're doing the pre-order shit. Like if you pre-order it, you'll get this outfit that you'll be able to buy in 3 months anyways for $10. But if you pre-order it now, you'll get it free. And it's a fucking shitty practice. I'm not going to fucking back that at all because it's a fucking shitty practice, but we're all fucking playing into it. Every single one of us has fucking pre-ordered a game for the pre-order bonuses that are going to be free to us or fucking pay for
Not
them.
this guy.
Okay. Husky
I
boo.
I shit you not. I have not. Never have.
Never
You never bought
pre-ordered
a
a game?
collector's
I
edition?
tell you what. No, I'll tell you. I tell you what. If they make a Dead Space 4 and there's a collector's edition, I will do my damnedest to get it.
Have you ever bought
Or
a
if they
game
bring
before?
back
for
the
Blood.
Suffering.
Have you ever bought a game before it's come out?
Back for Blood.
I've pre-ordered. I still haven't pre-ordered Back for Blood because
Dude,
I
my
know it'll be
FOMO is
there.
fucking horrible. I
Yeah.
have bought digital editions just to be able to play it at 11 o'clock my time when I have it pre-ordered and coming to my house the next day. I have bought in the game twice just because I
Yeah.
needed to play it at the same time as everybody else. I'm horrible. It's a fucking horrible thing for me. I will admit
With
it.
only-
It's bad. And it's fucking like Story of Seasons. Like I'm just farming midnight. Like, yeah. This is
You and your
good.
farm games.
It's bad.
Pre-order, you get an extra packet of corn seeds. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
No,
well
I
beyond
got-
a
hold on, hold on.
hardcore Left 4
I got
Dead
that.
player.
My
I'm
digital
talking,
version
like,
or my physical
every
version came
night.
with this
Oh,
little cow.
And I didn't
cow.
do any pre-order of Left 4
Worth
Dead.
it.
2.
So I needed to have the physical and the digital to play.
You
Yeah,
needed
it
to
was
have that
horrible.
little cow, huh?
I needed it.
You had to
Did
have
the,
it.
Absolutely
did the
fucking
po-
needed the digital.
Did the potato expansion come with anything?
No, it didn't, but there is add-ons now, and the next
Yeah.
one is coming out 2 days before my birthday. And you best believe I pre-ordered that deluxe edition so I can get the buffalo to match my fucking.
And the digital edition comes with the combine.
Yep. Cyber, we haven't seen your face yet. I thought tonight was the big reveal.
No,
He
No, I
did it at the
you,
beginning,
you,
but
you
he
missed
was
it
choppy.
when you
Beginning.
were
I missed it.
when you were leaking.
Yeah.
What the
Go ahead and rewind.
Do it
Gopher?
now. Come on,
Oh,
Psycho.
I will
Come on.
eventually. I will.
All right.
Caitlin said he was cute. I was like, yeah, he's got an adorable avatar.
Caitlin, that
but
was
it's-
me, bitch.
Minus the
Oh, that was
complaints
you?
of the price,
heard-
guys. We
Oh
have.
yeah, there's
There
the
it
beard. I
is.
remember. I
Psychonauts.
saw
There
it.
he is.
What's up, bro? Good to see your face.
Hey,
He looks
bro.
like he's like going out to a metal
Right.
concert. He's like,
Eh.
yeah, do it.
And you
Oh,
guys,
yeah.
you guys will be hearing a lot more from Psychonauts coming up in starting February 21st. Psychonauts
Yes.
3-bit.
Exactly 1
Me.
month before my birthday. That's right. My birthday is
right.
March 21st. I'm
Nice.
accepting burrito blankets as blanket or as presents.
Oh my
Burrito blanket. You still want the blanket that looks like somebody shit all over it?
Yes, I do.
I
Like,
see-
dude, the
you
fact that you
saw the
posted that and I
picture.
knew it, like you knew, like as soon as you posted it and you were like, somebody shit on this blanket. I'm like, no, that's a fucking tortilla blanket.
Tortilla
Huss.
blanket. I'm like, no, somebody. That is
Tortilla?
those are shit stains.
It's
not a
tortilla
tortilla.
spots.
And yeah, it's a tortilla. Whatever. It looked like shit stains. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we had a whole. I'm sorry. This was a whole DM. You continue.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it lasted for a while.
Aries.
All right, what's next on gaming beyond the Xbox Ultimate, babe?
I like it. That was
It
good.
is the Game Pass Game of the Week, and that is Yakuza Remastered Collection.
Heck yeah. Okay, so,
I
hey,
haven't,
you have them, Psycho?
no, I haven't downloaded it because
Right.
I haven't even finished Yakuza 0 yet. So I'm not about to even
Right.
download that into my hard drive
Right on.
until I get through 0, 1, and 2 before I start 3, 4, 5, and 6.
I
Yeah.
haven't even played it yet.
Those aren't my. That's not. I don't know
Not my
anything
cup.
about.
Yeah.
the
Hey, that's
Yakuza.
fine. I think we got Hong Soul here is going to be giving us some
Hog knows
Yakuza information.
everything. Fuck.
Now, the reason
Hog
I brought
loves-
this up is because, like,
Yakuza.
Yakuza is a pretty freaking big series, right? It's pretty popular. It's popular in Japan. It's popular here. And for Game Pass to get the entire collection of a series, and we even got more news coming that was it Legendary is coming out. What's it called?
Judgment.
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 Why did I say Legendary? I'm thinking about Mass Effect again. Mass Effect
Yeah.
Legendary Collection. Judgment is coming out, and that is another part of Yakuza. Then Yakuza Like a Dragon came out first on Xbox as well this past year. Like this Yakuza series is becoming the kind of what had been a PlayStation franchise is starting to become synonymous with Xbox right now. With the whole series being available in Game Pass. And the latest thing is the remastered collection which is what it's 3, 4, and 5, right? And that's just came out, and it's a remaster. We've been talking about remasters and how awesome that is. This is another one. So how big of a deal is this for Xbox, and that we actually get this whole series, especially these games, in Game Pass? I guess we'll start with Pong, since he's the Yakuza expert here.
This is absolutely gigantic to get this series. If anybody wanted to know what some of the fruits of Phil spending his time over there, since it's been mentioned so many times that he spent, a lot of time in Japan, because he wanted these games coming here, not just Yakuza. He wanted the Japanese style games to come here and to be on Xbox. He knew it was a big hole in their lineup, and he is slowly but surely filling it. And having the Yakuza series come here is a huge step with the partnership that he's developed with Sega, to start bringing this stuff here. And it's important for everybody. Again, these games aren't for everybody. I'm not going to sit here and try to say that, oh, God, this is a huge mass market appeal type of game. It's not. But people who play them, people who are into action style games, Yakuza Like a Dragon is kind of a new break off, spin off, whatever you want to call it, because they changed up the battle system. The original Yakuzas are more action. So if you don't like the turn-based combat of Yakuza Like a Dragon, personally, I love it. I think it's fantastic. I hope to keep it going. Try these Yakuzas because they are more actiony. It's an action style RPG, same wacky, crazy, wild, but also serious undertones of a story that will draw you in if you give them a chance. They are absolutely fantastic. And there's no reason, if you have Game Pass, there's no reason for you not to try them. And to get those downloaded shows the support that Phil's going to need to say to Sega, hey, look how good. And they've already been doing really well. But to have this remaster series, get it downloaded, try them out. It shows engagement, which is now the new big word in the industry, is engagement. And that will prove that there is an interest on Xbox and in this ecosystem for more Japanese games to come over and to get here, because we need those Atlas games. Persona's next, right? Persona's next big get, and there's already rumors swirling that they're finally ready to do it. Atlas has been stubborn. Nobody knows for sure why Atlas is so stubborn, because they are technically under Sega, but they have been about bringing their RPGs over to Xbox. But that's loosening up now because they've seen the success that the Yakuza series specifically has had on the Xbox. And we need more of that. That is a big part of this entire plan that Phil launched, years ago, to make this happen. So I'm super excited. I can't believe he finally got the remastered here. And with Judgment now announced to be coming, you don't know how big that was. That was a PS4 exclusive. So that was something that was huge. Again, I can't fit my hands on. Okay, all right. But that was a big one.
Big hands. I can't.
Because that was PS4 exclusive. And it was something that nobody thought was going to come over this way, but it's here. So again, give them a shot. If you don't like them, you don't like them. Hey, that's totally cool. But give them a shot anyways, because they're worth it. Because if you get into them, you're talking about hundreds of hours of gameplay for you. So,
Yeah.
Where do I start?
It's a really
If I
big
wanna
dong deal,
start,
man.
where do I start?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Husk. You got something to talk about this big
No,
stuff?
I want to know where to start. Like I'll
play.
play. You talked me into it,
Zero.
Pong. You talked us into it. You tossed Husk and I into it. But where do we talk? Where do we download?
Then you start way back with the original, just like Psychonauts is. So just start back there.
At
Psycho-
1 or
Yakuza
0
Zero.
or
Yeah, zero.
which was made after the original type
Zero,
deal?
and then it
right?
goes Psycho, correct me if I'm wrong, 0, then Kwame, and then 2, 3,
Kwame
4,
2.
5.
Six.
Right.
Seven.
She's
I
like,
can
I'm
barely
out.
get through a fucking.
If
I
I
can
get-
barely get through a game a fucking month.
If I get time to check them out, Pong, why don't you just DM me on Twitter with the order you would have me play
Yeah.
them in as a newcomer?
just add me
I'm
into
not even
it.
joking.
We'll have a 3-person chat.
It's-
Threesome.
There you go.
I played.
sword.
I'm right now. I'm on Kiwami 2, so it goes
Me
like
too.
Yakuza 0. Kiwami 1, Kiwami 2, then 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, whatever.
There you go.
Very good.
And
series.
then Like a Dragon.
I-
right?
Then
Yeah, but Like a Dragon is
Start
fully
with
separate
Like a
story. You
Dragon.
could
I
do that
can't
on
just
your
do
own if you
that
wanted to.
because I'll just. I'm gonna.
Yeah, you could just do
I'm
Like a
gonna play
Dragon if you
Like a
wanted to.
Dragon. Fuck you. That's what I'm gonna do.
it's very different.
Yes.
What I like about the Kiwami series is they play around with the type of fighting styles you can like change on a whim. At least with the first one.
Yeah.
You can have
It's
like,
not
this sort of
turn-based.
tiger.
Is it turn-based?
And
No.
this one's more of like a beat 'em up, I guess. Or
Okay.
I don't know.
Like
what
a
the-
Dragon is the only turn base.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the only one. The rest
Oh,
are
okay.
more like you fun. I would say you guys should definitely give it a chance. It like typically it has a serious undertones, but it's just hilarious. It's comedy.
I love the art
It has
style.
a
Like
lot-
I've seen
Yeah.
the art style. I've fucked around in some Twitch streams where people are playing it. It's fucking. It looks pretty. I mean, it looks cool.
The clean Sega look.
Yeah.
I love that graphic style.
No, exactly,
The
me
colors
too.
just pop off.
I
the
just.
screen.
I do. I
It's
love it.
amazing.
Recommend it. Yeah.
Thuckernuts, you got
I'm
any
gonna-
thoughts?
Well, I haven't played like anything other than Zero right now.
Right, are you liking it?
I'm excited. Oh yeah, I love it. It's so like zany
Yeah.
because you have like this Japanese, you have this guy in his underwear, and then he's like, "Damn!" It's just so crazy. But yeah, like
Yeah.
now
Right, what he's talking about.
exactly. Now Kwame, I think, is kind of a remaster of one because I guess like the voice acting of what the first Yakuza was, like the American voice acting was so horrible that the Kwame is like he fixed it. You know,
One
it's
and
cool
two
that
are
we
like
got.
remasters.
Yeah, it's cool that we got those in Game Pass, and they just been so successful. And hearing we got 3, 4, 5, and 6 coming in this remaster, it has everybody excited. And then Judgment, oh my god, it's exploding. So hopefully more things from Sega is coming in the Game Pass. Atlas, like you were saying,
Yeah.
good times ahead. Good
Yeah.
times.
It's big and it's exploding. All right. Guys,
Are correct now.
Massive.
it's massive. It's
Not even gonna go there. Not happening.
it's long. There's a lot of gameplay here. It's long games. Big. Yeah.
Long,
It's
big
got-
and
what?
exploding.
It's really long.
yeah, it's a really long game, guys. You're gonna have a big old time.
Great climax at the end.
Yeah.
Oh.
Huge eggplants. What?
Sorry.
Hey guys, Game Pass. You know, a barrier for entry is $1 if you haven't already signed up, and if you're already are part of the program, $9.99 a month for just the Xbox, or if you want to go Game Pass Ultimate and get all the other bells and whistles, which means also eventually, hey, guess what else will be in Game Pass? Mass Effect Legendary Collection will eventually be a part of Game Pass. Exciting things.
Eventually.
Also, if you are a part of Game Pass, guess what? You get a discount on Mass Effect Legendary Edition day one. You will probably also get access to a trial for it if you're a part of Game
Wait.
Pass.
Oh yeah, because the EA shit.
Yeah, so lots of cool, exciting things, perks of being perky things to be part of Game Pass. They're big
Nobody
and perky,
hates perky things.
and
Oh,
huge.
it's cold.
Game
So-
Pass Ultimate.
Yes, Game Pass Ultimate.
I just spilled this all over myself.
And hey, reminder, guys,
Yeah.
Ultimate After Hours, we're gonna be playing some Master Chief Collection. I'm gonna
be
go get
there.
some nachos, and then after
yeah,
I pick
have,
up my
like, some weird
nachos,
taco
You're
shit
coming?
to eat.
No
Yeah.
pizza tonight.
Yes, I'm coming.
Oh,
so raise
Hey,
your
Daddy.
raise your hand if you're playing Halo tonight. That's just me.
My shit
Okay.
just came out.
Hey, everybody, cool. Hey, the whole squad's going to be here, guys. It's going to be a great time. And you got Husk, who's probably not going to be able to even move his reticle around because he's a few bush lights
Husk is fine.
Well,
He's
I'm
had like
sober as a judge.
4. He's had 4.
Yeah.
4. Okay.
And they're fucking pilsners. Let's be real. He's
Yeah, that's
probably
true.
like working with 3%.
Oh,
This is
it
my 12th.
whatever it is.
Anybody have
No,
any
it's
final
fine.
final
No,
thoughts
you-
before we or you know what, let's well, if you have a final thought, do it. Let's do it on the outros actually. So we're gonna wrap
There
it
you
up,
go.
guys. Hey,
Do it now. Do it good. Okay. 3-bit.
Thought, I guess.
3-bit, where can everybody find you, and do you have any final thoughts?
Great to be with you guys. This is a fun show. We had a lot of good topics. Can't wait to play Halo with you guys. You guys can follow me on Twitter. It's the VGHD. My YouTube channel is the Video Games HD, and you guys could follow me on Xbox, iPopbox. So
Yes,
I will see you guys later.
he pops box. Husk, what about you, man?
You can find me here momentarily, playing Halo. Find me on Wednesday nights, Gaming Beyond the Box, and on the weekends, doing Fireside Weekly News Roundup, where yes, we actually give you real news topics. I feel like a lot of people don't realize that. And then shenanigans. Also, Busch Light is 4.1% alcohol by volume, and the other 2 beers I drank were 9. So eat shit. Thanks for having me. I had a blast. I appreciate it.
Thanks for coming, Husk. I hope you had a great time.
Thanks for coming.
No, I did. I had a blast.
Come again.
Please come again.
This is getting weird. All right.
I'll think.
It's about to get a whole lot weirder, babe, when we get off of here.
Oh geez, I
Oh,
already
yeah.
know what's. I already
Let the
know.
shenanigans
Yeah,
begin.
I already know what's coming. All right.
Were you
Babe.
ever?
Huh?
Did we?
Yeah,
get
honey.
What?
Is it my turn?
Yeah, it's your
It's
turn.
your turn.
Yeah.
Oh. You can find me on Twitter at CaitlinX0615. I'm like 5 followers away from 300.
Yay.
I'll get you there right now.
Yeah, girl.
She
Um,
she just made her Twitter account like what 3 months ago or something like that. Or-
Get it? Get it?
I don't
Well,
know.
actually, I think you made it before, but you didn't use it until after.
No, I made it when you did all your crap.
Okay. Right on.
I do want to say thank you to everybody in the chat. You guys are freaking awesome. And everybody is welcome to come play Halo with us.
Yep. Awesome. Yeah,
And
all
that's
you
it
people
for
in the
me.
chat are awesome. Thank all of you for hanging out and all of the fun comments and the eggplants in the chat. It's amazing.
You can
Hi-
thank Husk for that.
Lady, thanks for coming on the show. It was awesome. You did a great job. And where can everybody find you?
You can find me at the same places you can find Husk, pretty much. Wednesday nights on Game Beyond the Box, and then on the weekends on Fireside Radio, not talking about anything console specific, but telling you your horoscope and talking about crystals and weird fucking witchy shit. So yeah, you can find me there. You can also go into my backlog. I've been podcasting for going on 6 years now. I have a pretty good backlog out there on the interwebs. Not any of this live shit. This is new to me, but I have a pretty solid backlog of pre-recorded stuff. You can find me there. Yeah.
Awesome. Hey, piece of the pong that everybody wants of.
Hey, hey there, Mav.
What's up? Hey, I still love that rich and sultry FM radio voice you got there going, dude.
Awesome.
Agreed.
Good.
So where can everybody find you?
Well, obviously here every Friday night, the best podcast in the nation, Xbox Ultimate. All you lovely people. Yeah, it's been awesome. You guys have been amazing. I've been reading your comments, and it's been a healthy conversation in there. Love you all. You guys are awesome. Amazing support as always from this community, and can't tell you enough. Tell you every week, but again, from the bottom of my heart, it means everything to see you guys come out all the time and all the great people and names that I see constantly in there. You guys are awesome. Tomorrow it is actually all weekend. It is a weekend filled of Pong. So let's see. Tomorrow we've got afternoon. I will be on Seasoned Gaming, their Bitcast program with
That's a
Ains
good
and
one.
Dan. And that starts at 12 Eastern, 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. And then I will
That's
be
10
on.
Mountain for the normal people.
Oh, there is no mountain time. That's not normal.
Oh, there is Mountain Time. It's real.
And then my other regular show, the Shop Podcast with PTK Blam and Fuzzy Belvedere and Stag and Centurion. That is tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central Standard Time.
Love Fuzzy.
And then on Sunday, I will be on Green Pass Gaming with the boys from across the pond, Flap and Puxley and all those guys. And that starts at 3 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. So that is my weekend.
Those are great. Yeah, he's definitely a podcast slut.
No, I love you, bro.
Fuzzy's
I'm glad
fucking
I'm
Fuzzy's
seeing you
been
on
following
more
me
Thank
shows.
you. I will take that as a compliment.
Yeah,
This
Fuzzy.
is-
Fuzzy is a
This
really
is crazy.
nice guy.
When I started doing these like live shows, like I remember one day in chat, he's like, "Wait, is that lady from Bombshell Jackets? Is that the same lady?" And I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Fuck, I've been following you for years." I'm like, "Oh, who knew?" Like, cool.
Yeah.
Look at you.
Yeah, he actually will like your activity feed on Xbox. You know, like he's one of the only people that actually does that, and it's pretty awesome.
I block everybody from seeing me in my activity. I'm like, you don't get to see that.
Super nice guy.
Doing.
Hey, Psychonauts, where can everybody find you, dude?
Well, you
And
can
that
find me on
epic
Twitter.
fucking beard, bro.
You can find me on Twitter at Psychonauts8 and Xbox on Psychonauts8.
Mess
And
again,
it's
'cause I
starting
mistyped something.
February 21st. You find me here on Fun Pop with 3-Bit and Mav. So that's thanks for the invite, guys, and chat's been awesome. Can't wait to get killed by 3-Bit here in a little bit.
Yeah, it's gonna be
Now
fun.
that I know that it's him
Well, I
killing me.
do have sort of a handicap. I am drinking, so that's gonna be
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, have you guys seen him chugging? Because I have. I've been watching it.
Yeah.
Well,
It's not
that's
a
good news
handicap.
for me because I haven't drank enough
Yeah, it
to
doesn't
even.
matter.
It does
Yeah.
not matter. He plays
It
that
probably
off.
doesn't.
It does not matter.
All right, guys. So you can find me on Twitter at Fun Speculation, on YouTube here where you are right now. So I don't need to say that. But if you're listening on Spotify or anything after, you can find us on YouTube at Fun Speculation, Twitch on Fun Speculation as well, where we play lots of games a lot. I'm streaming quite a bit lately because if I'm gaming, I'm probably on stream. Like we will be after this podcast here on the channel. We will be streaming. And hey, who knows what's going to happen? Stuff gets chaotic.
It's fun.
We got the
good times.
Fun Pop podcast starting on February 21st at 3 p.m. Eastern. It's going to be fun. We're talking about movies, TV shows, Netflix stuff, all the fun things that are happening. Marvel, DC. We're going to talk about the Snyder Cut, in March
It's not
after.
just gaming.
It's going to be awesome, guys. We're going to have fun with that. And yeah, hey, Sunday, I'm on the Stubbs cast.
Yay.
It's going to be a
Yay.
blast, guys. I'm super excited for that. And on Monday, We Bleed Green podcast decided to be kind enough to ask me to be on. So that's going to be amazing as well. So shout out to Dirt, who will be, I believe, our guest next week, as long as everything works out there as well. So I hope that was me. I'll claim it. How about that?
No way.
So
I'm a lady.
thanks everybody for tuning
That's
in.
fuck.
I know it's your name.
We appreciate the support in the chat and all of you. So until next time, thank you so much, guys. Take care. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye,
guys.
everybody.
Bye. See you later.